20, I do not know whether it's 18 or 19.
Let's take it's 2018.
Yes. Bongani Ntanzi, SAP 1464 of 6, 2020.
Okay.
SAP 14A, S1266765.
Okay. I think you can end there.
Lana Detective Sergeant Balo, Day 16, June 2020, Skat 2242, Detective Sergeant Mukhane, Cold Case Unity, Kanye Nomsola Oyed, Omuntu Wesilisa, Nongoma Case 16310 2018, Bongani Ntanzi, SAP 14646 of 2020, SAP 14A, S1266765.
Okay. So it means.
Sorry to interrupt my colleague. We've made copies of the possible relevant entries. I don't know if my learned friend would have objection if we hand it up to the court for the court to follow.
I thought this was handed into the court before, my lord, because it's amongst this bundle of OB entries. I don't have a problem if it can be handed to the court.
No, it hasn't, my lord. It will be Exhibit MM. These are the relevant entries for accused number 2.
I'm sorry that it's not the exhibit is not numbered, but we are on the page which is written above Pretoria North in brackets B Ntazi. Pretoria North.
Yeah, go.
Thank you, Miller. It's entry as per serial number 467 under the date of 16 June 2020. 16 June 2020, serial number 467. Thank you, my lord. So, Lieutenant Colonel, would you agree with me that when accused number 2, as per this entry, was detained, he was detained under the case Nongoma 163 and not under the case of murder or phosphorus case that we are dealing with in this case?
That's correct.
Kuyiqiniswa ukuthi ngokwaloko okubhalwe lana ke ukuthi owayegcinelwe noma wayekuvalelwe ke yilo case 163 waseNongoma.
Okay. And then if you can also go to the entry on the 17th of June. And the time for detention, my lord, on the 16th for accused number 2 is 22:42. Then go to the entry 4 as per serial number 481, date 17 June 2020.
Okay, 4881 or 471.
481, my lord.
On the 17th.
On the 17th, yes. On the 17th, my lord. 481. Do you see it, Colonel, there?
Yes.
Can I ask the state to assist the court with this entry?
You say it's 481.
Yes, 481, my lord.
On the 17th.
481 on the 17th. It won't be part of this, Mr. Baloy. It won't be part of this because it was not included initially.
I'm sorry, these are separate ones that have just been copied this morning. So.
Thank you, my lord. So that is the extract, my lord, of the OBN occurrence book of the 17th of June 481. Do you see it, Colonel there, Lieutenant Colonel there?
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, my lord. And that entry, Colonel, if you can read it for the court, 481, what does it say from the original book?
Prisoners to court.
Okay. Just read the whole entry.
Warrant Officer Matlangu with 2 suspects for theft to Pretoria North Court. Mbali Matebula, cell number 61 of 6/2020, SAP 14A 1766762.
Yes.
Goodman Mabena, cell number 6206/2020, SAP 14A S 1266763 on Pretoria North. Case 161 of 6/2020 without any injuries.
Lana ke kufundeka ngalendlela ke u481 abasolwa ke abaya enkantolo warrant officer Mahlangu nabasolwa ababili amaqala ke okweba ukuya ePretoria North inkantolo yasePretoria North umbali Mathebula ucell 6106 ka2020 ne-SAPS number 16A 1266762 uGoodman Mabena cell 6206/2020 SAP 14A 1266763 Pretoria North kanye no case 16106/2020 abalimele.
Okay, what is the time when that entry was made?
8:10
10:08
in the
isikhathi
morning.
8 in the morning.
10:08 ekuseni ke isikhathi yabhalwa ngaso.
If we can read the entry correctly into the record, it's when the suspects were taken out to Pretoria Court. Am I correct?
Correct?
Yes.
Isikhathi ke lesi abathathwa ngaso kusiwa ke ecourt ePretoria North.
And accused number 2, Mr. Ntanzi's name does not appear there. It means he was not amongst the group that was taken to court on the 17th.
Correct?
Alikho ke igama likaNtanzi okusho ukuthi ke wayengekho kuhlalo lalabo abathathwa basiwe court ke ngaleli langa.
Okay. And then let's also jump then to the entry serial number 494. Under the date on the 17th of June. On the 17th of June, serial number 494 at 16:55. You see that one?
Correct?
I think it's 1955.
No. No, it's 16:55 when he was booked out, and it's 19:55 when he was booked back.
It's for what?
494, my lord, on the 17th of June.
Yeah, 1655.
16:55. Yes, my lord, thank you. You see that one, Lieutenant Colonel?
Correct?
It
Yeah,
shows
ma'am.
that the suspect, Mr. Ntazi, was booked out by Sergeant Mohane at 16:55, and as per the serial number 498, he was booked back. I think you're familiar with what I'm saying. Cross-reference. This is a cross-reference of the OB book.
That's correct.
Yes, then go to 498. That is when you see the entry 1955 wherein he was booked back. Do you confirm that from that book?
Yes?
Yavuma ke ukuthi lana ke ngazo i17 lezo sika June 2020 ku entry 494 ngo 1655 isikhathi la ke awakhishwa khona uyena Sergeant Mohane 1955 isikhathi abuyiswa ngaso ku 498.
So it means when he was not taken to court, he was booked out for 3 hours. Okay? But it's not for you. I just wanted you to confirm the entries. And then for your entries, let's go to 18 June now of 2020. And serial number 520. Do you find it?
Correct?
Oh, okay.
Ngitholileke le entry ewu-520 ngazo i-18 zikaJune 2020.
Okay. Then, can you read it to the court now? The entry as per serial number 520. Starting with the time.
Thursday, 2020-06-18. The time was 8:15 in the morning. Investigation out Detective Sergeant Mohane booked out male suspect out on Nongoma case 163-10-2018.
Okay.
Bongani Ntanzi, SAP 14 64 of 6 2020.
Okay.
SAP 14A 1266765 without any injuries.
Bese kuthi ngazo ke lezo 18 zikaJune 2020 kwangolesine ubhalwe u520 isikhathi u18:15 uphenyo ke uDetective Sergeant Mohane wakhipha ke umsolo oyedwa umuntu wesilisa kuqala ke la kuNongoma ucase 163-10-2018 uBongani Ntanzi SAPS 14 6406 2020 SAPS 14A 1266765 engenakulimala noma engalimele.
Colonel, I would ask you to note that the 18th of June is a day before you took a statement from Mr. Ntanzi.
That's correct?
Yes.
Yebo ke i18 lezo ke ilanga ke elingaphambi kwaleli mina ngathatha istatement ekuyena uNtanzi.
He was booked out in the morning at 8:15. And then let's go further to the entry as per serial number 531 where he was booked back. 531. Or on the same date, my lord, of 19 June, as per the entry 531. That is when he was booked back. Are you finding it, Lieutenant Colonel?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you read the entry to the court also? It's serial number 531. Read the time when he was booked back.
Friday, 2020-06-19. Time it was 5:31. The time was 2:30 in the morning.
Kwangolesihlanu ke i-18 zikaJune 2020 umbhalo ke u531 isikhathi u2:30 ekseni.
So it means Mr. Ntanzi was booked out in the morning for the whole day and midnight. He was booked back at 2:30 on the 19th, which was the day when you took the statement from the accused. Do you see that?
Correct?
Ngiyakubona ke lokho wakhishwa ke ekseni wasebuyiswa ke ngo2:30 ngalela langa ke leli mina engathatha kena istatement.
And he was booked under which case? According to that entry, if it's written.
It's not written.
It's not written. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's written. It's written. Nongoma case.
Can you read it?
163 of 6 2018.
Ibhaliwe ukuthi wayikhishelwa lana ke noma ke ngaphansi kwalicala la kwaNongoma ucase 163 6 of 2018.
Okay. When he was booked back.
That's correct.
Uma esebuyiswa ke.
And then at 2:35 as per serial number 532. I think it's just underneath that one. 532, what is happening there in that entry?
It's 0235.
Yes.
Suspect charged Detective Sergeant Mohane of National Cold Cases with charged one male suspect of murder on Nongoma case 163 of 6 2018. Bongani Ntanzi, cell number 64 of 6 2020, SAP 14A 512-66765, charged correctly without any complaints or visible injuries.
Okay.
Correctly charged.
Kwasekuthi ke ngo2:35 ke isikhathi ngalelo langa lelo ke umsolo wake wase ethweswa ke amacala uyena uDetective Sergeant Mohane mthatshela noma ke emthwesa iqala ke ethwesa iqala umuntu wesilisa umsolo umuntu wesilisa leqala lokubulala uNongoma case 1636 Bongani Ntanzi inamba yesele u64062020 SAP 14A SAPS 14A 51266765 uthweswe iqala noma uchargwe kahle ke kungekho ke ukhala ke okhona ke kuyena futhi kungekho nokulimala.
Okay. So, Colonel, will you agree with me that when he was charged at 2:35 in the morning, he was charged under Nongoma case 16306-2018, which is not the Forced Lawyers case 636/10/2014 that we are dealing with in this case?
Yes.
Yes.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke njengoba kubhaliwe la ukuthi ngo2:35 uma ke bemthwesa iqala noma bemchargela iqala la kwaNongoma akusilona ke la se-Forced Lawyers u636/10/2014.
Okay. So, Lieutenant Colonel, it means if there were any rights explained to the accused when he was detained, those rights would have been explained in respect of Nongoma case 163/06/2018.
As a court case, my lord, I don't think it's a fair question to this witness. The responsible officers will be coming, and I think that question can be put.
Are you the investigating officer of the Nongoma case?
No, my lord.
Were you ever involved in that Nongoma case?
I do not know anything, my lord.
Angazi lutho ngeqala la kwaNongoma la ngaphenywa yimina.
It's fine, no problem. There is no harm in doing that. Just clarify where you can, because you are a Lieutenant Colonel. Then there is Exhibit LL that has been submitted before this court. Exhibit LL, it was read into the record yesterday. Exhibit LL is SAP 14A, which is the Notice of Rights in terms of the Constitution. Do you see that, Colonel?
Correct?
Okay, yes. And from that document, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't see any reference to the Forced Lawyers case 636 October 2014. Maybe I did not look at it. Maybe you can help me.
Yes, I recall the evidence as I'm following it. It's about Bofukeng case. Hello?
Okay.
Bofukeng case. It's got nothing to do with Forced Lawyers.
It stands on the document.
Yeah, and it was introduced by Mr. Ngomezu. As I follow the evidence clearly.
Yes, my lord. I know where I'm going to, my lord, with the witness.
Okay, fine.
Yes, thank you, my lord. So when these rights were explained, there is nothing referring to the case that we are dealing with, which is Forced Lawyers case 636, as per this.
As a court case, my lord, I don't see if someone is charged for a specific case that it is expected that reference should be made to a different case. We submit that it's an unfair question.
Mr. Msholo can cross-examine me however she wants. All I'm saying is that document which you are referring to, it was introduced into evidence by Mr. Ngomezu, accused number 2's advocate. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
It's not introduced by the state.
Yes, my lord.
Okay?
So also what I'm trying to clarify, my lord, from the witness is that the rights which were previously explained to the accused before the witness explained the rights were not in respect of the same case that he was dealing with.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Yes, that's what I wanted to clarify, my lord, with the witness.
Ngomezulu made it clear, didn't you say?
That's correct.
That actually there is no proof that that warning in English of his rights, he understood it. That is accused number 2. That's how we put it.
That's
And then at 4:50 on the 19th of June, can you go there, Colonel, again to serial number 534? Are you able to locate that entry? 534 on the 19th of June. That is the day when you obtain the statement from the witness, from the accused.
Correct?
Ngiyayibona ke number 534.
Yes. And what does it say? On the 19th of June, serial number 534.
0450, prisoners transferred. Detective Sergeant Mokhane of National Cold Cases Unit with one male suspect of murder on Nongoma case 163 of 6/2018. Bongani Ntanzi, cell number 64 of 6/2020, SAP 14A 1266765, transferred to Fosloras Court without any injury or complaint.
Ngazo ke i-19 ngolesihlanu ke i-19 zika June 2020 isikhathi ke u10 to 5 ekseni iboshwa ke seziyahanjiswa noma ziyatransfera Detective Sergeant Mokhane hambisa ke isiboshwa esodwa somuntu wesilisa cala ke lokubulala Nongoma case 1636 2018 Bongani Ntanzi inumber ke yesel 6406 2020 SAPS 14A 51266765 ahanjiselwa ke noma indluliselwa eFosloras inkantolo yakhona futhi ke engenakulimala.
Colonel, you'll answer, you'll respond to this if you can. If you can't, just say no, you cannot respond. I'm asking this in respect of the state of sobriety of the accused who was brought to you in the morning. I've just related to you the manner in which he was handled within the police cells. He's booked back, he's booked out in the morning, he's taken back early in the morning at 2:30, is booked out at 4:50. In other words, it means this person did not sleep, according to the entries as I was following them. Because he's booked back at 2:20 and is booked out at, he's being charged. I think there were also other work that was being done at the station when the person is charged. And then at 4:50, he's booked out to court. But I know from your evidence that before he went to court at 6:50 or at 7:30, he was taken to you. Am I correct?
Correct.
Njengoba usho ke ukuthi ke indlela ke ababesebenza ngayo ke kumasela ukuthi ekhishiwe ekseni waseyabuyiswa aphinda akhishwe futhi ezoya enkantolo kodwa ngaphambi kokuthi aye enkantolo ke ngo7:30 weza kumina.
And according to the defense counsel for accused number 1 is that is when accused number 2 was being assaulted a day before when he was brought to you, which is the 18th when he was booked out, up to the midnight when he was booked back. Do you understand that, Colonel?
Yes.
I'm not saying he was assaulted by you. I'm telling you what happened to the accused before he was brought to you.
I should have known that. He should have told me that he was assaulted.
Ukuthi uma ukuthi ke washaywa ke kwakufanele ukuthi ngakwazi lokho kwakufanele ukuthi wangitshela ukuthi bamshaye.
Okay.
If it really took place.
Uma ukuthi ngempela kwenzeka.
Okay, it's fine. I'm still coming there, Colonel.
Correct.
But this is the end of this occurrence book that we have here regarding the handling of the accused. I have requested from the state the next OB entry to see where was accused number 2 taken from, because he was booked at 4:50 to Fosloras Court. There is no court that was opened at that time. We want to see where he was taken. The OB book, I have requested it from the state. Arrangements are being made. Because in your evidence, you said he was brought to you by Constable Jonathan. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Ngishilo ukuthi ke walethwa kumina uJonathan umswaka.
So we need to see from where did Jonathan get hold of accused number 2. Do you understand?
I understand.
The one who took the suspect to you.
Correct.
Okay. You have just mentioned that you introduced yourself as the police officer or as the Justice of Peace?
Justice of Peace.
Justice of Peace. Oh, okay. What did you say to the accused when you introduced yourself as Justice of Peace? What is Justice of Peace?
That I'm a commissioned officer in the South African Police.
Ngachaza-ke ukuthi-ke ngi-officer-ke commissioned-ke kumaphoyisa.
Okay.
Certificated by the president.
Ukuthi-ke lokho-ke i-certificate salokho-ke lokho kucertifywe noma-ke kuqinisekiswe umengameli.
Okay. So you told the accused that you are the commissioned officer.
That's correct.
And the accused did not know what the commissioned officer is. Did you explain it in Zulu or in the language that he will understand?
Yes, I make it clear to him that he understand.
Okay. I want that explanation, that interpretation of a commissioned officer that you gave to the accused when you introduced yourself. Because he has been within the police the whole day, a day before. He was brought back, and he has been brought back by other police officers. Now there is this person who is a neutral person. How did you introduce yourself to the accused in the language that he understood? I know in English as it is written here, but I want the Zulu word that you translated or you interpreted whatever to the accused in order for the accused to understand the nature and the type of person who was before him at that time.
Ngamtshela ukuthi ngiphoyisa elikhulu.
Oh.
Iphoyisa elikhulu eMzansi Afrika.
Oh.
So nginikezwe amandla upresident uthi ngathatha i-statement.
I told him or informed him that I'm a top or a senior officer in the police service and that I've been authorized by the president.
Okay. So if you told the accused that, my lord, if I can just use the word as the witness used, that uyiphoyisa elikhulu.
That's correct.
So it means uyiphoyisa elikhulu than those who have been handling him. If I understand it, the interpretation, if you introduce yourself as iphoyisa elikhulu than those who have been handling the accused.
By then, when he was with me.
Yes, when you were introducing yourself and saying, no, mina ngiphoyisa elikhulu.
That's correct.
Yes. So I'm asking, am I getting you correct to say it means you introduce yourself as iphoyisa elikhulu than the other police officers who have been dealing with accused number 2?
I didn't expect them to because they were the investigating officers, people related to the case. I was a very innocent person at all.
Okay, but you were the iphoyisa elikhulu.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mina-ke bona-ke babe ngabantu laba okhuluma ngabo ukuthi ngithi ngiyiphoyisa elikhulu kwabanye laba ayihlangene nabo. Mina-ke ngangiwumuntu njena-ke ongahlangene nophenyo, bona babe yingxenye yophenyo.
And that interpretation on its own, that when we iphoyisa elikhulu, induced fear to the accused. Am I wrong?
I disagree with that. It depends on how the person takes it.
No problem, Colonel. No problem.
Ngiyaphikisana-ke nalokho ukuthi-ke lokho-ke kwabe sekumsabisa nje indlela engayichazi noma engazethula ngayo kuyena ukuthi umuntu yena-ke uyithatha kanjani.
Did you tell accused number 2 that besides being iphoyisa elikhulu, but we are not part of the investigating team?
Correct.
Ngamtshela ukuthi angisiyona-ke noma ngiyilona iphoyisa elikhulu angisiyona ingxenye yophenyo.
Okay. And that was not recorded in the document. Am I correct? That was not recorded in Exhibit HH. Do you still have Exhibit HH in front of you? Exhibit HH is the confession documents that you completed.
I do not have it yet.
Okay. I know it should be given to you, but I know you know.
It's annotated.
I know that you know this document. Besides the document being handed back to you, because it's something that you did. I just wanted to confirm the manner in which you introduced yourself to the accused as an independent person. And the explanation we have given to this court is not recorded in Exhibit HH. It's common cause. Do you agree with me, Colonel? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll request you to To rephrase your question.
Oh, okay, not, I will rephrase. I will repeat. I am saying, Colonel, the interpretation you have given to me right now, the manner in which you introduce yourself to accused number 2 as an independent person who is not part of the investigating team is not contained in Exhibit HH.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
But in overall, to give clarity based on that, is that he's a member from the public.
Is a member?
From the public.
Okay.
Yeah, he does not know the ranks in the police.
Okay.
Yes.
Lokho ke okusho ukuthi ke indlela ke ngayichaza ngayo nokuthi ke ngumuntu ke mina ke imele ongasona ingxenye yophenyo umuntu ke ongazi ukuthi ikhundla ihamba kanjani ke uyilunga lomphakathi akazazi ukuthi ikhundla ihamba kanjani emaphoyiseni.
I understand that, Colonel, you are still coming to that. But I wanted to get from you the manner in which you introduce as a neutral and an independent person to the accused.
That's a good question. So I think that question needs to be qualified, because if one looks at paragraph, the second last paragraph, it says, as well as the fact that I bear no knowledge of the case.
I said that thing is annotated. If you recall me, I said it's annotated in the form, which he was read to.
Can I proceed, my lord?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I'm not about what the state is raising, my lord. I'm on the interpretation of justice, of the peace,
Yes.
to the accused,
Yes, yes.
as to how you interpreted that to the accused in the manner that he understood as to who the person he was dealing with when he was about to make the statement. Do you understand that, Lieutenant Colonel?
That's great.
Yes, and the reason why I have referred you to the previous entries, referring to the manner in which the accused was handled by the police, I wanted to bring it to your attention that we want to see when now he was brought to you, how were you introduced to him, into his mind? Not as being the person who had been part of the people who had booked him a day before, the whole day and the night. There is a neutral person who is innocent now. Do you understand, Colonel, where I'm going to?
No, I understand.
Okay, yes. And then let's continue. Now, the accused is before you. You testified that you did not use an interpreter. I'm not sure whether at the beginning or towards the end when you realized that the accused was articulate to English, or was well versed with English, or will understand English somehow. I don't know how you'll explain it to me. I don't know, was it at the beginning? Or did you ask him if he understands English? At what stage?
In the beginning.
In the beginning. How?
Ukuthi ke isingisi uyasizwa ke lokho ngambuza ke ekuqaleni.
How? Did you ask him? How did you see? How did you find out that he understood English?
I did ask him. We spoke before. I can start with the interview.
Ngambuza ke ekuqaleni futhi ke ekuqaleni sakhulumisana ke noma saxoxa ke ngaphambi kokuthi ngiqale ngayo interview.
Okay. And then he said he understood English.
Yes.
Okay.
Wathi ke English uyayizwa.
Did you record that? That at the interview, after introducing myself, I asked accused number 2 if he understood English, and he confirmed that he understood.
That was not the crux of the matter.
Okay.
Because I was doing interpretation for it.
Ukuthi ke lokho ngakubhala phansi noma ngizange ngibhala phansi kwangasilona udaba esasihlangene ngalo lolo ngoba ke ngangimtolikele.
But in your mind, did you think or did you know that you were supposed to record a statement from the deponent in the language that he understands?
Yes, I did record the statement in the language that he understood.
Okay.
Yebo.
So-
And it was transferred vice versa from Zulu to English.
Isitatimende lesi ngasenza ke noma ngasibhala ke ngolimi aluzwayo futhi ke lisiwe ke kwisiZulu liphinde ke lisiwe futhi kwi-English.
So if he understood English, if he said, I understand English, why then what did you do the interpretation in Zulu? If the accused had said to you, no, why was it necessary for the Zulu interpretation, if it was ever done?
My understanding and my view by then, he wasn't so good
Okay,
in English. That's why I kept on in Zulu.
okay.
Yes.
So he,
Ukuza kwami ke kanye novo lwami ke ngalelo langa lelo ukuthi yebo noma ngithi ke isingisi lesi ke esizwa ke noma esazi ke kodwa engasazi kahle ngaleyo ndlela ingakho ngagxila ke kwisizulu.
if you could see that he was not so good in English, how come you gave him the same statement that was recorded in English and expect him to read and understand the content of such a crucial statement, which was recorded in English, after we have realized that he was not good in English? He may have said, yes, I know English, but as an officer of the court, oh, sorry, my lord, not as an officer of the court, as the commissioned officer, you could pick up that, no, he was not good in English.
My lord, I was just making sure that the contents of the statements is understood in the correct way. It was made freely and voluntarily.
Ukumnikeza kwami ke ukuthi
John
ke
Rush.
asibheke ke noma ke ngisho ke ukuthi isingisi engasazi kahle ke kwakuqiniseka nje ukuthi lokho okubhaliwe lapha yana ke futhi kubhalwe kahle futhi ke uyabuzwa.
I'm not talking about the issue of freely and voluntarily as yet. I'm referring to the issue of the correct interpretation and the fact, the issue whether the accused understood English. I know we have given the answer, but it's not what I was asking to you. Do you want me to repeat or should I proceed?
No, you don't have to repeat.
Oh.
The main thing is that I interpreted back to him. That was that is the crux of this matter. That I explained him in the language that he understood. For giving him to read, it was not a matter of, it was just to make sure that he can see that what I've written down, if he understands, he doesn't understand, but the main issue is that the interpretation was done to him.
Okona ke noma olona daba ke ukuthi ke ukutolikelwa kona ke wakutolikelwa ke ukumnikeza ke ukuthi uyezwa akabuza uyakunderstanda yini lokho kwangakusilona udaba ukuthi ke lokho kona ke ngam interpretela ngesizulu.
The reason why you are contradicting yourself, Lieutenant Colonel, you gave the interpretation to the person who have said to you he understands English, but you gave the interpretation in Zulu. In your document, you say you gave the statement back to him to read because he understood English, but now we are saying you could see that he was not good in English. So I am saying to you, do you see that you gave the statement to someone to read something that he did not understand?
He did read.
Something that he did not understand. The statement that he did not understand.
He didn't mention it that to me that he doesn't understand.
But you have realized that he was not good in English.
That's why the interpretation took place.
Ukusifunda wasifunda akashongo kumina ke ukuthi akayizwe lento ayifundayo ingakho ke futhi nokumtolikela ke ngamtolikela.
Thank you. let's move on. I'll leave it for argument. And then, Colonel, I have also just refreshed your memory and our memories regarding the previous arrest as per the entry that we have read and all other entries, that in respect of this matter, the accused number 2, had not yet been charged when he was brought before you. You may disagree, it's not your part, it's for the arresting officer, but I'm just putting it to you that when he was brought before you under this case, he was a detained person, he was not an accused person. You may agree, you may disagree. Or if you don't have answer, you can say so because you were not part of the investigation.
According to the evidence that is coming out of this, it seems that the accused person was entangled in more than one case.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Ngokolobufakazi-ke obuphumayo noma obukhona-ke lapha kubukeka ngathi umsolo wakhe wayebhekene namacala angabhekelanga necala elilodwa-ke kodwa-ke kungamacala kuhlanganiswe amacala.
Okay, yes, I've also realized that, but now I'm referring to case 636. It may not be case 636 according to the instruction that was given to you, which I'm going to ask you to tell us. What were you asked to do in respect of which case when you receive a call?
No, I will agree with you. In terms of, according to the records
Yes,
that are put here.
yes.
Ngokwalama record-ke noma lokho okubhaliwe la ngizovumelana-ke nawe ukuthi yebo-ke bangasiyena-ke kodwa u-636 noma-ke akekho la u-636
Yes.
10/2014.
Okay. So why I'm asking that, I want us to clarify the nature of the rights that ought to have been explained to him at that time when he was before you, when he was brought to you.
Correct?
Okay. When he was brought to you, you understood him to be an accused or a detained person? Because I heard yesterday in your examination that there is a difference between
Yes.
a detained and an accused person.
And yes,
Yes. Okay. So before you,
he was.
you related to him as what type of?
He was a detainee.
He was a detainee.
Ngathi-ke evela ngaphambi kwami-ke kwakuwumuntu-ke ovalelwe.
Okay. If he was a detainee, then it means the right to be taken to court within 48 hours, sorry my lord, ought to have been explained. Or it was applicable to him, even if it was not explained, but it was applicable to him because he was a detained person. If it was not, you can say that there is no problem.
That's a good piece. As far as I remember, it's an arrested person who must appear in court before the expiry of 48 person, not a detained. That is the law.
Okay. And then, under the rights, constitutional rights, or amongst the constitutional rights that you explained to the accused in respect of the statement that you are about to take, you have introduced yourself, we have introduced the purpose. Ne?
Correct.
Ngayichaza futhi nenhloso ukuthi ngani ngilapho.
Did you inform the accused that he was not obliged to make a statement?
Correct.
Ngamchazela ukuthi wayengaphoqelekile ukuthi akhulume noma enze statement.
And where is that in this form? Maybe I missed it out mistakenly. Is that right recorded here?
Yes.
Where is it? Where it says we are not obliged. Not obliged.
It's explained in another way.
In another way.
Yeah, but with the same meaning.
Oh,
Ichazwe
okay.
ngenye indlela-ke kodwa isho kona lokho.
Oh, okay. Where is that? If it's not here, but you did explain, you can just say that.
at I think it's page 2, 1.
Okay.
Page 2, number 1.
Okay. Paragraph 1. You mean paragraph 1 of exhibit HH?
Exhibit numbers.
Yeah, it is HH.
Correct.
Okay.
That, can I just read it out?
You can read it.
He was informed of the right to remain silent and warned that anything he says may be held against him in a court of law.
Lana ke
That's the right to
ithi ke
remain
watshelwa ke ukuthi unelungelo lokuthula angasho lutho weqwayiswa ke nokuthi nakuphi akushoyo ke kungasetshenziswa ngakuyena ke enkantolo yomthetho.
Yeah, that's the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then where is that one which says you are not obliged? You must know that now as you are before me, you are not obliged. Awuphoqelekile ukusenza lesi statement. If it was explained, Colonel, before we waste the court's time.
No, it was explained to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wachazelwa ke lelo
That-
lungelo lelo, sorry. Proceed.
No, it's all right.
No, you can proceed, it's fine.
You want to read it, Colonel?
No, I'm fine, my lord.
It's there, read it. At the end there, after the warnings, etc., do you still want to make a statement? I recall it as that document was being read yesterday. Is there no statement like that there?
My lord, I'm still going through.
Okay. But if I'm taking through this form, Colonel, this is at the beginning when you were sitting with this person and you were going page by page. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes. And you were still at the beginning when you were, after you had introduced yourself, you are telling this person that you are not compelled in terms of the Constitution to make the confession. Before he proceeds, before you yourself proceed with anything, so that he could decide whether to proceed or not. At the beginning.
That's correct.
Lana ke kusekuqaleni la ngimchazela khona ke ngayo iform lena ke ngaphambi kokuthi ezeke istatement la ngimchazela khona ukuthi akaphoqelekile ke ukuthi asho lutho noma kuyakhuluma.
Okay. But that right is not contained under the legal representation that was explained in paragraph 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That is part and parcel of the right to remain silent.
Okay.
Lelo lungelo ke liyingxenye ke noma yebo liyingxenye ehlanganisaka nalela lungelo ke lokuthi ungathula ungasho lutho.
Okay, it's fine. That's your understanding, Colonel. Let's leave it for argument. Now let's come to the answer now that he gave to you. What does it say after legal representation was explained? I'm still on page 2 of Exhibit HH.
The yes.
Yes, the yes. That yes was in respect of which right?
The 1, 2, 3, and the 4.
And 4.
Lana ke uma ephendula ke uma umbuzo uthi uyewezwa yini lokho ngikuchazile waphendula wathi yebo le yampendulo ke yayifaka ke u1 2 kanye no3 no4.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. You also mentioned, Lieutenant Colonel, that the accused never reported to you any assault.
Correct.
Ngishilo ukuthi akakazange tsheleke ngokushaywa.
And in paragraph 7, you see paragraph 7 which says, have you been assaulted, threatened by any person in order to influence you to come and make the statement? You see that paragraph 7 on
Yes.
page 2.
Yes.
Yebo ngiyambona ke paragraph 7 obuzayo ukuthi ushayiwe yini usatshisiwe ukhona yini umuntu okushayile okusabisile noma ke ukuthi ke abe nomthelela ke ngendlela ke engadingekile ukuthi uze lana uzokwenza istatement impendulo yathi cha.
In fairness, Lieutenant Colonel, do you think the accused would have reported the assault by other police to someone who has introduced himself as Iphoyisa Elikhulu?
It was in a format of a threat. I said it diplomatically, that he understood. So there was no threat in that conversation.
Kwinkulumo yami naye-ke akukho la ngangimesabisa khona-ke nokuzethula kwami-ke nake ngiyichaza ukuthi ngiyiphoyisa elikhulu-ke lokho akuzange kushiwo-ke ngendlela-ke yokuthi imsabise ngakusho nje kahle lokho ngendlela-ke ayizwisisayo.
Okay, that's fine. I'll leave it for argument. I'll leave it for argument because the court may just bear with me. Thank you, my Lord. I've got no further questions. However, my Lord, if I may just put it on record that I have requested the OB entries from the state of the place wherein the accused number 2 was detained after he was transferred at 4:50 in the morning on the 19th of June 2020. As per the entry, it says he was transferred to Four Slaughters Court, and we don't have the OB book after that until such time when he was taken to this witness, my Lord, at 7:30. As a result of that, my Lord, I will ask to reserve that question to Lieutenant Colonel until I am supplied with that OB book, my Lord. I think the state is in process of getting those books, including the book of the Four Slaughters Court wherein he was taken to on the 19th of June. That will conclude my cross-examination, my Lord.
Okay, it's noted.
Thank you, my Lord.
Any re-exam?
No re-examination. Thank you, my lord.
For the Iphoyisa Elikhulu, you don't have any re-examination. Lieutenants, did you get any inquiry from IPIT regarding the manner in which you allegedly incited or you were in the presence of persons who were, some of them your juniors, you and Ginanda, assaulting accused number 2, Mr. Sibiya, Ntazi, at the open field there where there are old ITM machines? It's a dumping ground at Orlando East. Did any complaint arise, or let me put it like this, did any disciplinary inquiry arise out of the alleged or ill treatment of accused number 2?
There was nothing recorded, even to me, my Lord.
From IPIT, they never required from you that you as a senior policeman, you incited your juniors to assault Mr. Ntanzi, and you actually said, "Usaphila na."
I do not know any information about that. I was never involved in that.
No, but I'm concerned about IPIT because those are the authorities, the inspectorates are the ones who investigate such exigencies. Is that not so?
That's correct, my Lord.
Well,
But it was never reported to me. He didn't complain to me about being assaulted. I even took out his clothing. I should have seen marks on his body.
akaze ke asho kumina ke futhi ke inkantolo ivame ukwazi ukuthi khona yini isiqhawu ke la khonjwa khona igwegwe la ekwayo bekwa khona ke ku IPD ekubo ibona abaphenya amaphoyisa uthi ke uKenel ngisho ke umsola lona ngase futhi ngisusa ke ingubo lezana noma impahla zakhe angibonanga lutho akashongo nakumina ukuthi bamshaya.
There was a docket relating to assault GBH, because according to Mr. Ngomezulu, he was tortured, he was assaulted to such a condition that you asked, allegedly, Usaphila Lumun. So it was assault GBH, or even attempted murder. Has a charge like that been opened against you by pertinently accused number 2?
No,
Nothing.
nothing.
Alikho-ke icala elinjalo engalethweswa-ke mina-ke lokushaya-ke ngenhloso yokulimaza noma-ke ukuzama-ke ukubulala, nanjengoba kushiwo-ke ukuthi-ke indlela-ke ayichazile uMr Ngomezulu awashaya ngayo number 2, kwaze-ke ufakazi lona wabuza-ke ukuthi usaphila yini, uthi cha ngikaze ngithwese icala elinjalo.
See. You say you're aware that after taking this statement or confession from accused number 2, was it on the 19th
Correct, my
of
lord.
June?
June, yeah, 19 June.
And according to your knowledge, when did he appear in court thereafter?
I remember
don't
that
know.
I instructed them to take him to the magistrate.
The same day.
Yeah, the same day.
Ngiyakhumbula ngibatshela-ke inkantolo ufuna ukwazi ukuthi wayovelana nenkantolo, ngiyakhumbula ngibatshela-ke ukuthi kufanele ayovela-ke phambi kwemantshi ngalelo langa lelo.
Okay. Yeah, any questions arising?
Questions. My Lord, I'll beg your indulgence insofar as questions that are arising from my colleague, Mam Shololo. Before
Is there such a procedure in this court?
No, my Lord, I was...
No, I'm just
asking
asking
for
because we're all lawyers. Mr. Mnisi, I see you are smiling. Is there such a procedure?
It has been granted before, my Lord.
No. We'll come to the granting before. Mr. Mnisi, are you aware of such a procedure? Questions arising from the cross-examination. In other words, Mr. Ngomezulu says he proffers that he would like to cross-examine from the cross-examination of his colleagues, meaning from you, starting from you, Mr. Mnisi, Mr. Ngomalo, and Mr. Msholo.
Well, in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, it doesn't seem that it's there. However, there are other considerations that will be taken into account, for instance, administration of justice, and probably what is also contained in Section 170 of the Constitution that gives this court a discretion, that gives this court power to regulate its own proceedings. That's all I can say.
Mr. Ngomalo?
Well, no, there are no provisions, but in the interest of justice, the court can allow such questioning. Thanks. Thank you.
Mr. Msholo?
My lord, also I will submit that in the interest of fairness, as it has been referred to in the case of Hepworth, my lord, it can be granted under those circumstances, my lord, as the court says.
Mr. Baloi?
Well, I concur with my colleagues that there isn't any provision in the Criminal Procedure Act. In fact, the law admonishes against badgering of a witness, my lord, and this repetitive cross-examination might amount to badgering of a witness. The witness is entitled to assume that one's counsel is done with cross-examination, that he will not be subjected to further cross-examination by the same counsel again, my lord. And it's also confusing the record, my lord, when counsel asks questions and after another counsel has asked questions, they then get a second bite at the cherry. We submit, my lord, that it shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, this court has got a discretion, an inherent discretion. More and above Section 173 of the Constitution. But I also have the right, in terms of Section 166(4) of the Criminal Procedure Act, to call a witness to give evidence by leave of this court. So I allow you to do that, Mr. Ngomezo. For fairness and a right to a fair trial. Okay.
May I proceed?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, my lord, for this. There's a question that was asked by my colleague for accused number 5 in relation to the explanation of a commissioner, and he requested you to translate it according to the way you interpreted your position as a commissioner. Do you remember that?
Correct?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula ngibuzwa ukuthi angichazeke leli gama ebe ukuthi ke ngathini uma ngichaza ngesiZulu uma ngizethula kuyena.
You further mentioned what is important and striking to me is that you said you were appointed by the president. Is that what you said?
Correct?
Ngasho ke nokuthi ke kwaqinisekiswa ke lokho umengameli.
Will I be wrong if I say the justice of the peace is appointed by the Minister of Justice? Will I be wrong by saying that?
You might be correct because it's the interlinked. There's a possibility of interlinked amongst the statutes.
Usengaba uqiniseleke uma uthi ke kulesikhundla ke sami ke umuntu uqokwa ke noma appointwa ke uminister kodwa ke khona ke la ihamba ihlangane khona.
And the appointment is in writing. Do you agree? That appointment is not automatic on the years of your experience. It must be in writing by the minister.
No, mine is by the president. It's certificated.
Eyami ke ukuthi ke isiqinisekiso ke noma ke certificate isenziwa umengameli.
Do you have that? Sorry, I'm sorry to interfere. Do you have that certificate so that we can all see that President? Is it Ramaphosa or the previous president?
As president, the former president Thabo Mbeki.
Oh, the intellectual. Fine. Well, he's a friend also. Oh, right. Just show us that so that we know what we are talking about. Do you have it?
I do not have it here.
Where's your appointment certificate?
My appointment, I got it here.
It's not signed.
It's signed by the.
You don't want us to see it?
Yeah, it's signed by Ria Pierre, the former general.
By Riapiha.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Signed by Riapiha. But Mr. Ngomezulu, just to curtail the proceedings.
Yes, ma'am.
The fact is, he is appointed by Section 217. I mean, we can talk about the president, the whoever, Riapiha, and what have you. But the fact of the matter is, he is appointed to take a confession or statement in terms of Section 217, subsection 1B, is it?
1A.
1A, sorry.
My
That's the
lord,
point.
my lord, I'll leave that question for argument, and I'll actually precisely, in my argument, deal with the appointment of this witness.
So you're saying he's not properly appointed?
He's not properly appointed, and he had no capacity to take a confession.
Okay, fine.
That will be my submission.
Okay, fine.
May I move on to questions that are arising from the court's question?
Yeah.
For the first time, you heard that there was an assault against the accused person. For the first time.
Correct.
There's no any other institution, including the IP, is aware of the allegations made by accused number 2, except the allegations that were put on record before this court. Do you agree?
I do not know what. I will disagree with that because I do not know what did really transpired after he was with me. But before, he never mentioned anything of an assault to me.
Ukuthi ke akuzange kuchazwe lokho noma kuchazwe ke ku IP ngaphandle kokuthi kushiwo lana ke on record enkantolo lokho ke ngeke ngikuvumeke ngoba ngikwazi okwenzeka kamuva kodwa ngathi enami ke akakazi asho lutho.
All right. My question, the last question is, even if nothing has been reported against you or against your conduct or with your colleagues, there's nothing that can prevent the accused person from pressing charges against you.
No.
Akukho kumvimbayo futhi ke ukuthi ahambe ke ayombophisa.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Questions?
Is that it?
That's it, my lord.
Okay. Thank you, Colonel. Oh, sorry. You're supposed.
Question, just one
Oh, so you're
aspect.
also.
You mentioned that you requested the accused to take off his clothing, and that you noted no injuries. At which stage was that?
It's at before we start the interview, before the start of the interview in the office.
Ukuthi ke ngimceleke ukuthi ke akhuleke noma ke aphakanyuseke impahla zakhe ayigqokileke lokho kwenzeka eofisini ngaphambi kokuthi siqale ngeinterview.
Yes. And which parts of the body did you examine?
The upper body and through the trouser down to the knees.
Engambheka ke lana ke kulomzimba ongaphezulu ke ebhlukweni ke ukuhla ke kuya emadolweni.
Thank you, Mother. That is all.
Okay. Thanks.
Sorry, my lord, I also have a question arising from the court's questions.
From the court's questions.
Yes, my lord.
Which one? About the president?
No, my lord, not about the questions that when the court asked if he did open the clothes for the accused to check the...
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
Lieutenant Colonel, just few on the question that were raised by the court. Did you take any pictures of accused number 2 showing that he had no injuries?
No.
Angithandanga ithombe ke uma engitshengisa ukuthi akalimele.
And also, if a person had been choked, it would be impossible to see physical and visible injuries.
Correct.
Kuyiqiniso nokuthi uma ke bemfake ityubuka ngeke uboneke ukulimala lokho.
And it also does not necessarily mean that if a person is assaulted, he will definitely have visible injuries. He may be assaulted, but not have visible injuries.
It's very rare. It's at a very rare stage where you find somebody's assaulted, and according to the court, I mean the question earlier is that prior been brought to me, he was assaulted. I was going to see, he was going to have marks, maybe reddish, and I was going to easily see.
Akuvamileke ukuthi ke umuntu ke hayi ukuthi akwenze kodwa akuvamileke ukuthi uma eshayiwe ungaboni nje lutho futhi ke uma kushiwo ngaphambilini kuthiwe nje ngaphambi kokuthi alethwe kumina washayo ngakho ke ngangizokubona.
And if a person has been tortured, it will be difficult to see the injuries in that person.
I haven't seen somebody being tortured.
Umuntu angaze ngimboneke umuntu otorturishwayo.
And then lastly, you were asked by this honorable court if you instructed them to take accused number 2 to court. Who did you instruct?
The Jonathan, the
Jonathan?
The EMPD.
uJonathan ke engasho kena ukuthi ke bamhambise ke bayovela phambi kwemantshi.
Okay, why Jonathan is their duty to take, is the EMPD member of the police to take the accused to court?
They are police officials.
Ba amaphoyisa.
What made you to instruct them to take the accused to court?
He was the only person who brought the accused to my office.
Yeah, so if you can listen to my question, Lieutenant Colonel, I'm saying, what made you, what made you to instruct Jonathan to take the accused to court? What have you realized when you gave that instruction to Jonathan?
No, I saw that it was his time to go and appear.
Ukuthi ke kunganike ngithi kuJonathan akama. Sorry.
It was within the 48 hours.
Ngabona ukuthi kwakuyisikhathi ke kwakuleso sikhathi leso samahora u48 ke ukuthi angayovela ngaphambi kwemantshi.
So when he appeared before you, he had not appeared in court. Is that what you're saying?
He was appearing on other cases, apparently.
Ma evela phambi kwami ke wayeseya ke enkantolo noma wayeye enkantolo kodwa ehambela amanye amacala.
Yeah, but you are telling me now to say it was his time that he must be taken to court. That's why I asked you the reason. What made you to say he must be taken to court?
Because he mentioned to me that he was arrested on the 16th.
Imbangela ukuthi ngithi abamse court ke ngoba washo kumina ukuthi waboshwe nge16.
Oh, okay. And then you could see that from the 16th up until the 19th, he had not been taken to court. As a result of that, you gave instruction to a police officer to take him to court.
That's correct.
Kungenxa yokuthi ke kusukela nge-16 kwaze kwalela langa-ke ephambi kwami ngayengekayi ecourt ingako ngathi kuyabambisa ecourt.
One last question, Colonel, if you can. From the 16th of June to 19th of June, when you obtained the confession statement from the accused, 48 hours had expired for him to appear.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, it's fine.
Anginaso ke isiqiniseko sokuthi 48 hours wayesephelileke.
Okay. And you testified that you were at one stage being a commander of the station.
Mr. Mshololo, now it's an abusage of the process.
sorry,
You
my
know
lord.
it too.
Sorry, my lord, no.
You know it. When I interject because the law says I should, I'm favoring whoever. And I don't make a comment or make an order without the law allowing me. You sought an indulgence, Mr. Ngomezulu, you remember? And I gave you an indulgence in terms of section 1664 of the Criminal Procedure Act.
I remember.
Now, Mr. Mshololo, you sought the indulgence because of what she had cross-examined on. Now we're starting the cross-examination afresh.
My lord, I was asking in respect of the reason of the instruction the witness said he gave to the police.
Yes, I hear you. I'm saying
Yes.
this 48-hour story has been deliberated on, was it not, Mr. Gumezo?
We started with it.
Yes, and we also said the 16th of June, it's a public holiday, blah, 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 blah.
No, my lord, I was asking him in respect of the instruction that he gave that he
Okay,
must
ask.
I was asking the witness, my
No,
lord,
go ahead and ask, no problem.
in respect of the instruction that he gave that the accused must be taken to court after realizing that he had not been taken to court.
No, fine, you can
I was
ask.
making follow up on that question.
Yes, you can proceed, sir.
As the court business, my lord, I have no further questions.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thanks, Kenneth.
Thanks, man.
Yes, Mr. Baloi.
As a court, please, my lord, the state calls the next witness. I see there's an indication on my left that we should take the
Is that-
normal
what time is it?
adjournment. I think it's about 11:30 now.
11:30. Okay, 15 minutes break.
There were 2 OB entries handed up during the cross-examination of Advocate Nshololo. The entries dated 17 June 2020. The first one was entry number 481 at 8:10, and the second one was entry 519 at 07:45. We can mark those exhibit MM in brackets 1.
Exhibit MM1.
Yeah, both of them MM1.
Okay, both of them.
They don't really relate to the current accused. Those are just other suspects.
I see. Okay.
And just to let the court in on the state's plan going forward, we'll be calling about 3 SWAT members from Ekurhuleni. Then we'll call 3 witnesses still within a trial. The IO, Brigadier Gininda,
Gininda, okay.
Sergeant Muhola, and Sergeant Mukhani.
In January.
Sergeant Mukhani. Well, I think the
Oh, not January. Mukhani.
Mukhani.
No, it's because I heard Mr.
Yes.
Gomez was saying it's Butelezi, etc., etc.
Yes.
January.
Yes, but
Mukhani.
Yes, but Teles is part of the SWAT members that the
I
state
see.
will be calling. Yes.
Okay, fine.
The court, please. The state calls the next witness is Constable Nkosi Pile Mapumulo. He is not on the witness list, man.
Kosi
Nkosi Pile. Yes. Mapumulo. Yes.
Just as a matter of interest, Mr. Ngomezulu. Whilst we're arguing, not arguing, we're struggling with the previous witness saying Ipoisa Elikulu. What is a general in Isizu? Sompisi or Umziligas? They were generals. What are they? Hello, Mr. Gomezulu, I'm speaking to you. Not
Sorry, my lord, I don't know if I'll think about the exact name, but wait. But at the moment, because
You're struggling, eh?
Summer Cruise is something else.
I want general. Let's try Mr. Ramsepini.
My lord, I'm lost, I'm Tswana.
Mr. Nisi. General.
Well, it could be akin to Ipoisa Elikulu.
No, we're not talking about the postal code. I'm just interested in a general. General, what is?
They normally say Ujene.
See, is it normal?
It could be. It could be a poison code in general. In general. It could be a poison code.
No, I'm talking about general. Quarter the postal code.
Okay, so Marcos.
Summer course.
Yes.
I never.
Never.
Miss Msholo, general,
My lord, Induna.
we are near.
Induna.
When Shara was sending, for instance, Mziligazi to come and put up camp here at the Union buildings. Did you know that?
No, I don't know that.
Has it?
Yeah.
Mziligazi was here for about 15 years before he went to Mozambique and to the then Rhodesia, Zimbabwe. Yes. When he colonized the Shonas, etc. So, Utini, Induna.
Induna, my lord.
Induna.
Induna, yes. Induna, Dopet.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord.
Ongamel.
Owengamele, thank you, my lord. That's the correct.
Okay. Any luck, Mr. Gomezul?
I beg your pardon.
Any luck with General?
Summer Cruise.
Okay, fine. You know, our language is they're still developing. It would appear. Because we don't have these concepts. We didn't have them until we were colonized. Yes, Mr.
Is the court please, my lord, this witness is going to testify in respect of exhibit
Exhibit?
FF.
Exhibit, what is that?
FF, it's the confession that was taken down by Lieutenant Colonel Mboto
Okay,
on the 30th of May.
okay. So his full name, sir?
Amagama aphelele.
Nkosi ngiphile Maphumulo.
Nkosi Mphile Maphumulo, my lord.
Mapumulo, right? Swear the witness in?
Ungaba lenkinga ukuthi uthathe isifungo sokukhuluma iqiniso baba. No objection in taking a prescribed oath, my lord.
Right.
Uyafunga ke ukuthi ke ubufakazi ozonikezana ngabo manje kuyoba iqiniso lodwa iqiniso liphelele uma kunjalo. Phakamise sokudla isandla uthi inkosi ngisize ngikhuluma iqiniso.
Nkosi ngisize ngikhuluma iqiniso.
Sworn in, my lord.
Yes.
You are a constable in the service of Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department.
Ngabe kunjalo ukuthi wena ungu-constable khona laphana ku-Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police.
Yebo.
Ngicela ukhulumele phezulu bakuzwe bonke.
Yebo kunjalo.
It is indeed so.
Is it correct that you were appointed in the year 2009?
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi ke wa-appointwa wena ngo-2009.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is so.
Is it further correct that during the period 2013 and 2022, you were attached to a unit which is known as the Special Weapons and Tactics?
Ngabe kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi ngo-2013 ukufika ngo-2022 ubusebenzela lona lela gatsha ke kuyi-Special Weapons and Tactics.
Yebo.
Yes.
Which is described in the acronym SWAT SWAT.
Njengoba yaziwa ke ngaleyo acronym ekuthiwa i-SWAT SWAP.
Yebo.
TAT, sorry. Yes.
Do you know the previous witness who testified in respect of Exhibit FF, Constable Monaring?
U-Constable Mnaring uyamazi yena okuyena lo uthule ubufakazi mayelana ke ne-Exhibit FF.
Yebo.
Yes.
Yes. How do you know him?
Umazi kanjani yena?
Bengisebenza naye ku-SWAT.
I used to work with him in SWAT.
And the lead investigator in this matter, Brigadier Gininda, is he known to you?
Kanti lona ke okuyena uhola ithimba lophenyo kuleli cala uBrigadier Gininda yanyamazi.
Yebo.
Yes, I know him.
On the 30th of May, 2020, were you on duty?
Ngeyi-30 zika May 2020 ubusemsebenzini?
Yebo.
Yes.
What type of duties were you performing on the day?
Uwenza muphi umsebenzi ngalolu langa?
Besenza i-crime prevention.
We were performing crime prevention duties.
Can you tell the court in your own words what happened
Ungatshela inkantolo ke ngamagama wakho ukuthi kwenzakalani
regarding this matter?
mayelana ke naleli cala?
Ngalelanga leli sathola i-call.
On this day, we received a call.
If you say we, who are you referring to?
Mauti nathola i-call ukhuluma ngawe nobani?
So bengisebenza no Constable Mnaring.
I was working together with Constable Monaring.
And then sathola ucingo
We received a call.
Yes, from whom?
Eyayiqhamuka kubani?
yayibuya ku Colonel Gininda.
That was from Colonel Gininda.
Yes.
And then sasesiyasuka ke siya lapho akade efonele uMnaring ukuthi sizohlangana naye wakuse eRatin.
We then proceeded to a place where he told Monaring that we will be meeting at, that is at Eratin.
Yes.
And then ke sasiyahlika wayeseyas addressa ukuthi une
Yes. You had a discussion with now Brigadier Gininda, is that correct?
Naba ke nengxoxo naye uBrigadier Gininda. Yamanye amazwi ke nahlangana naba nengxoxo naye.
yebo sahlangana.
Yes, we met and we had a discussion, yes.
Yes, what happened?
Kwase kwenzakalani?
Wayesiyasicela ukuthi kune umuntu kune suspect emele sihambise police station at Deep Kloof.
He then informed us that there is a suspect that we need to transport to Deep Kloof police station.
Malatus indicated earlier on Brigadier Gininda will be called as a witness. Yes.
Yebo.
And then ke wayeseyasinikeza i-suspects leyo kumele sihambe.
He then handed this suspect that we need to transport over to us.
Yes.
Sase ke singena emotweni.
We then got into the car.
Yes.
Emva kokuba sesibingelelene naye suspect. Sase
There were-
siyahamba.
After we had greeted the suspect, we then drove off.
Did you establish what his name was?
Uke wathola ukuthi igama lakhe bekubani?
Cha, zange simbuze igama.
We didn't ask who he was. We didn't ask his name.
Yes. You may continue.
Ungaqhubeka ke.
Sase siyahamba ke siya Deep Kloof.
We then proceeded to Deep Kloof.
Yes. What time was it, more or less?
Bekungaba ngobani isikhathi mhlawumbe?
Kwase kuntambama angekho sure kahle ukuthi kwakungabobani ukuthi.
It was already in the afternoon. I am uncertain about the time though.
Yes.
Yebo.
Sase siyahamba ke safika Deep Kloof.
We proceeded to Deep Kloof and we got to Deep Kloof.
Yes.
And then constable Mnaring wayeseyahlika ke naye suspect.
Now, Constable Munaring alighted together with the suspect.
Yes.
Waseke eyohlangana no Colonel lo okwafanele sihlangane naye oku Colonel Mbutho.
He then went to meet with the colonel that we were supposed to have met with, that is Colonel Mbutu.
And then ke wangena phakathi ke ema officeini after sekamfonele ukuthi sesikhona.
So uyamfonela, emva kokuthi amfonele ungena ema-ofisini.
Yes.
He phone called him first, and after he had phone called him, he then got into the offices. Sikhuluma ngaye uMnaring.
Yebo sikhuluma ngayo.
Yes. We're referring to Munaring.
Yes.
And then ke
If you say he
wase
called him, who did he call?
Wafonela bani mawuthi wamfonela?
wafonela uKolonel Mbutho.
He phone called Colonel Mbutu.
Yes, you may proceed.
Ungaqhubeka.
Then wayeseyabuya ke sasesihlala emotweni.
He then came back, and then we sat in the car.
If you say he came back, who are you referring to?
Ukhuluma ngobani?
Constable Mnaring.
I'm referring to Constable Munaring.
And where in Deep Kloof did this take place?
Lokho kwenzakala kuphi kahle kahle eDeep Kloof?
Police station.
At the police station.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, we sat in the car. What happened further?
Nahlala emotweni emva kwalokho kwase kwenzakalani.
Ndasihlalile isikhathi nje.
We sat for a while in the car.
Yes.
And then base beyamfonela ku Constable Mnare.
Then Constable Mnaring was phone called.
Yes, by who?
Wafonelwa ubani?
Wayefonela uKolonel Mbutu ukuthi angene phakathi.
He was phone called by Colonel Mbutu that he should get inside.
Yes.
Yebo.
Wangena ke walanda i-suspect le besize nayo.
He got inside and took the suspect that we had traveled with to the police station.
Yes.
Then wayeseyabuya ke wayifaka emotweni i-suspect sase siyasuka siyahamba.
He then came back and loaded the suspect into the vehicle, and then we drove off.
And when you first stopped at Diepkloof police station, when Constable Monaring took the suspect into the police station, did you see any injuries on that suspect?
Uma senifika lapho ke umnaring emthatha emfaka ngale police station lo umsolwa. Wena khona ke amanxeba athize uke wabona kumsolwa?
Cha, awe.
No, there are no injuries that I saw.
And when he came back,
Uma sekebuya, ngabe akhona amanxeba wabona kuye? Cha. No.
did he complain of any injuries?
Ngabe ke wakhalaza mfambe ngamanxeba?
Cha.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he was loaded into the motor vehicle. What happened further?
Wafakwa emotweni ke emva kwalokho kwase kwenzakalani?
Sabe sesiyahamba ke sesibuyele eRathini.
We then drove back to Eraton.
Yes.
Yebo. Maqhubeka.
Lapho ke sahlangana khona futhi no Colonel Gininda.
And upon arrival at that particular spot, we then met again with Colonel Gininda.
Yes.
And then wasiyasicela futhi uKolonel Gininda ukuthi asisize i-team yakhe si escorte ukuthi ihambise le suspect bezihamba naye.
Then we were requested by Colonel Gininda to the effect that we should assist his team again so that we escort the suspect as he will be transported. Yeah, no suspect.
Yeah.
The same suspect that we were transporting initially.
Yes.
Sase siyahamba ke njengoba kade sicela ukuthi transporte saya ePitori eValeria.
We then took off as he had requested us to do so, to transport the suspect. We proceeded to Valeria in Pretoria.
Yes.
Yebo.
Yebo kulapho ke wafike wavalelwa khona ke sase siyahlukana.
That is where he got detained at, and then we parted ways.
And where in Valeria are you referring to?
Gope Villari
Police station.
at the police station.
Thank you, Mano. That is all.
Thanks, Mr. Ngomezulu. Any questions?
So you testified that when you received a call from Colonel Gininda, Was it a direct call from Colonel Gininda, or was it a call? Sorry, let me just put it this way. When you received a call from Colonel Gininda, where were you at that time?
Uma ke nthola ucingo oluqhamuka kuye lona uColonel Gininda benikuphi okanye bukuphi ngaleso sikhathi. You in a singular, you in a plural.
form.
All right.
In a plural form, you
Benikuphi?
and Munareng.
Wena nomNareng benikuphi ngaleso sikhathi.
Besemsebenzini.
We were at work.
The place, I'm referring to the place.
Ngikhuluma ngendawo benikuphi kahle kahle. Indawo.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi I'm not sure ukuthi besikuphi by then sithole khona. I think we were around Edenvale.
I'm not sure about where we were at during that time. I should think we were around Edenvale.
What
Uthi
time was-
anginaso ke isiqiniseko sokuthi besikuphi ngaleso sikhathi kodwa ngiyacabanga ukuthi bese Edenvale.
All right. What time was it?
Bekungaba obani isikhathi?
Ayi isikhathi angisasikhumbuli kahle but kwase kuntamba amanyana.
I cannot recall the time. It was in the afternoon though.
All right. When you received this call, do you know, was Colonel Gininda at Eraton?
Uma ke nithola ucingo uyakwazi ukuthi mhlambe lona uColonel Gininda ube laphayana eEraton noma cha?
Cha.
I don't know that.
So in terms of what was related to you by Munareng who received the call, he did not specify that Mr. Brigadier Gininda is calling from Eraton.
Umnareng akazange akusho lokho ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda usifonela nje use-Eraton. Akakushongo lokho?
Cha, wathi sihlangane naye eRathi.
No, he only said that we should meet with him at Eraton.
All right. When he requested you to transport accused number 1 to Diplo, where was accused number 1 kept at that time?
Uma ethi ke ku-transport lona ummangalelwa wokuqala asho khona lapha ne-Diepkloof, yena lo mmangalelwa okanye lo msolwa lona ke ube kuphi ngaleso sikhathi?
Ngesikhathi sifonela.
At the time that he phone called us?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Ayi angazi ukuthi wayephi.
No, I don't know where he was.
Okay. Upon your arrival at Eraton, where you met him, where was accused number 1? Where was he kept?
Uma ke senifika khona lapha ke e-Eraton, ummangalelwa ke yena ube kuphi?
Ayi angikho sure bekuphi ngoba wavela naye phakathi epolice station phakathi eRathi building building le amaphoyisa.
I am not sure about where exactly was accused number 1 kept at, because he came out with him from within the police premises or the building.
But do you have a police station at Eraton?
Kukhona i-police station e-Eraton.
Cha, isakhiwo building yamaphoyisa.
It is just the police property.
All right.
There isn't a police station.
When you arrived in that afternoon, was the accused handcuffed?
Umangalelwa ke ngalolu suku ntambama ube fakwe ozamkhosi.
Yep.
Yes, he was handcuffed.
All right. Who was in company of Brigadier Gininda? Do you know?
Ubani behamba no Brigadier Gininda? Uyakwazi lokho?
Cha, angisakhumbuli.
No, I no longer remember. I
The
can no
only
longer
person
remember.
you saw on that particular afternoon was Colonel Gininda and the suspect. Is that
Other
what
girls?
you're telling the court?
Other girls?
Sorry, may I
Yeah.
repeat it? The only persons that you have seen in that evening was Colonel Brigadier Gininda and the suspect.
Abantu nje wababona ngalobo busuku kanye ngaleyo ntambama uBrigadier Gininda kanye nomsolo kanye ummangalelwa wokuqala.
Ngesikhathi sifika umuntu engimkhumbulayo wazana suspect uBrigadier Gininda no Mr Mnareng lo ngangihamba naye.
Mr Mnareng, Brigadier Gininda no nommangalelwa beza nommangalelwa.
Yep.
Okay. Upon our arrival there, it was Brigadier Geninda, accused number 1, and as well as Mr. Munari.
But I want to get your evidence clear. Were you not traveling with Mr. Mnareng when you were called to come to
Ngifuna
Eratin?
lokho kanti wena bungahambi naye uMnareng ngenkathi nibizelwa khona lapha eEratin.
Bengihamba naye ngabamfoni.
I was in his company at the time that he was phone called.
Yes, other than yourself, Constable Mnareng, Brigadier Kininda, and the suspect, are there any persons that were in company of Mr. Kininda or were in the vicinity of the place where you were?
Ngaphandle kwakho uMnareng, umsolwa kanye no Brigadier Geninda. Kwakhona yini abanye abantu kanye omunye umuntu owayehamba mhlawumbe noGeninda okanye beseduze kuleyo ndawo la uGeninda bekhona?
Angikhumbule omunye umuntu ngaphandle kwalabo engibabali.
No, I cannot remember any other person, save for the ones that I have mentioned.
All right.
Ngaleskhathi sifika.
That is particularly at the time of our arrival.
All right. When I follow your evidence, I just spotted that there are so many things that you cannot remember. But let us proceed with the examination.
Kukhona kuningi mangikulalela ukuthi ongakhumbuli. Kodwa ke nanoma kunjalo ke asiqhubeke.
All right. You said you didn't see any other persons. My question is, the first time you saw this handcuffed person, was he at the time he was taken out of the building, or was he taken out of the motor vehicle of Mr. Kininda?
Uma ke okokuqala umbona lo muntu lona ke ohandcuffiwe. Ube phuma o ube khishwa khona lapha kuleli bhilidi okanye ke ube phuma okanye khishwa emotweni uBrigadier Geninda?
Mina ngikhumbula ephuma ebuilding yamaphoyisa.
Ukhumbula ephuma ebuilding
naye
building?
Yes, bephuma naye kule building yamaphoyisa.
Well, according to my memory, he came out of the police building.
Can you remember what the suspect was wearing that day?
Uyakhumbula ke ukuthi umsola ube egqokeni? No.
All right. Can't remember that. Now you are a conversation between Brigadier Geninda and Constable Mnareng. You were not part of that conversation.
Khona ke ingxoxo khona phakathi kwa Brigadier Geninda no Constable Mnareng. Wena ke ubungabambanga ichaza lapho kuleyo ngxoxo. Ubungeyona ingxenye yalo ingxoxo eyayikhona lapha phakathi kwa uBrigadier Geninda no Constable Mnareng. Khona ichaza walibamba lapho kuleyo ngxoxo phakathi kwa Geninda naye lona uMnareng.
The client wants to speak to you.
May I approach? My lord, the accused is requesting the witness to raise up his voice. They can't hear him.
Okay.
Ucela uphakamise ivoice bamangalelwa abakuzwa.
Yebo.
Understood, my lord?
All right. The question is, were you part of the conversation between Brigadier Geninda and Constable Mnareng?
Umbuzo yilo nangu Brigadier Geninda no Constable Mnareng bayaxoxa lapha. Wawuxoxa kanye nabo yini?
Sorry?
Ngoba beloku bekhuluma nje wakhuluma nawe wakhuluma khona lapho.
Anguzwa kahle umbuzo.
I don't hear it
All right.
clearly.
Did Brigadier Geninda instructed you in a singular form, sorry, you in a plural form, you and Mnareng, to take the suspect to Diepkloof police station?
Manje uma ke entshela ukuthi nenzeni lona uBrigadier Geninda watshela wena nomNareng ngesikhathi esodwa ngamanye amazwi ubekhuluma nani nobabini ukuthi nithathe lona ke umsola nimse eDeepkloof police station noma ke ube khuluma nomuntu oyedwa ekhuluma nomnaring yedwa na.
Ngesikhathi esho lokho wakhuluma nathi baba.
At the time that he was giving those instructions, he spoke to the both of us.
All right. Did he specify as to what the suspect was going to do at Deepkloof police station?
Wakusho yini ukuthi lo msolwa ube ukwenzani khona lapha na eDeepkloof police station?
Azange ngimuve ukuthi wayekwenzani yazama angikhumbule sitshela ukuthi wayekwenzani umsolwa la.
I do not remember him telling us what the suspect was going to do at the Deepkloof police station.
So now you are traveling with the suspect to Deepkloof police station. Was there any conversation between yourself and the suspect during the conveyance of the suspect?
Seniyahamba ke niyakhona lapha na ke eDeepkloof police station. Ngabe ke kukhona ke enanixoxa ngaphakathi emotweni sengisho ukuthi phakathi kwakho ke nomnaring nalo msolwa lo. No, there wasn't.
All right. The only role you played is to convey the suspect from Eraton to Deepkloof and to take the suspect to Valeria police station. On that particular
ilelo chaza ke enalibamba ngalelo suku ukuthi ke nihambise lona umsolwa ukumsusa eEraton nimse Deepkloof so eDeepkloof nimse eValeria Pretoria. Umsebenzi wona wenza nina ngalelo suku la.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Will you dispute the fact that the accused was assaulted in your presence?
Ungaphikisana nalokho ke ukuthi umangalelwa washawa ukhona wena okanye nikhona nini?
Yaphika.
Uyaphika?
Yebo ngiphika.
I dispute that.
And if the accused had to have an opportunity to open a case against you for assault, your plea will be a plea of not guilty, is that correct?
Uma ke umangalelwa kungenzeka ke ukuthi nalithuba usenalo manje lokuthi maka anvulela icala lokushawa. Wena ke uzothi mawuyiphendulela kulelo cala uzophendula ngokuthi wena awunaqala.
Yebo.
Yes.
All right. What time did you book in Mr. Spear at Valeria? What time was it?
Uma senimshiya khona lapha okanye niyomshiya khona lapha na eValeria o Babu Spear bekungobani isikhathi?
Bekusebusuku ngikhumbula isikhathi.
It was in the night. I cannot remember the time.
All right. How do you record any event or anything that you perform whilst you are on duty? During the course and scope of carrying your work, where do you record every event? Where?
Umsebenzi okanye izenzakalo zonke ezixhumene nomsebenzi owenzayo ni bhala kuphi?
Pocket book.
That is recorded in the pocket book.
Are you in possession of a pocket book?
Ngabe uyiphethe kuwena pocket book?
Cha.
No.
Was everything done on the 30th? I believe it was the 30th of May 2020. At the time when you received this suspect, did you record every incident on your pocket book?
Ngizokholela ukuthi ke nge-30 zika May 2020 kungalelo suku ke nathola lona ke umsolwa okanye umangalelo wabhala konke ngalelo suku ke izenzakalo noma igameko ezixhumene nomsebenzi owuwenza ngalelo suku.
Cha.
Uthi cha ini
umbuzo uthi yima ngithi ngabhala
uthi wena wabhala konke yini nge-30 zika May 2020 mayelana nakho konke ubukwenza ukwaxhumeneke naleli cala elimayelana nommangalelo.
Cha, azange ngibhale kangenayo pocket book
Yes, it. No, I did not record anything on that date in particular, because during those months I was not in possession of the pocketbook.
Is that the solid reason why you could not record anything? Other than a pocketbook, any scrap paper can't be of essence to record what you were doing.
Ngaphandle kwe pocketbook ke ayikho ke I pocketbook. Kwakungekho mhlambe nepheshana nje kubungalisebenzisa ukuthi ubhale phansi ukuthi kwenzakalani ngalolu suku. No, I did not have.
How can we assure this honorable court that you were on duty on that day?
Manje singaqinisekisela inkantolo kanjani ukuthi ngalolu suku ke wena ubusumsebenzini. Ngempela.
E-ofisini masi reporter on duty bayabhala ukuthi si on duty ngalelo.
Now, when we report for duty at the office, it is written down that we are on duty on that day.
All right. Do we have that proof, or can we obtain that proof to conclude that we are on duty on that particular day?
Manje sinento ebambekayo yokuthi ngalolo suku ubusemsebenzini. Sinobufakazi yini obubambekayo obungasho ukuthi ngalolo suku ubusemsebenzini yini?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Who is your commander?
Ucommander wakho bani?
Or who was your commander on that day?
Bekubani ke ucommander wakho ngalolo suku? Sikhuluma nge-30 zika May 2020. Ngisho ukuthi ngalolo suku esikhuluma ngalo i-30 zika May 2020 bekubani ucommander wakho?
I-commander yami esphethe unitini kwakunhlapho mangikhumbula kahle.
If I remember well, it was Ntazi, the commander that was in charge. It was Ntazi.
All right. Was it not prudent enough for Ntazi to convey a message as your commander from Brigadier Kininda to instruct you to attend to the request of Mr. Kininda?
Bengekhona ke ukuhlakanipha ukuthi mhlambe ngendlela bezobe ebambeke le case ngakhona ukuthi kube uNtazi okwaziyo ke ukuthi anikeza ama instructions aqhamuka khona le ku Kininda. Amanye amazwi Kininda atshela uNtazi atshele nini ukuthi uGininda uthi.
Angingazi ukuthi kungaba ukuhlakanipha.
I wouldn't know whether it would have been prudent or not.
All right. But according to the area, the geographical area of Eraton, that area is covered by JMPD. Am I right?
I-Eraton leyo ndawo leyo ingaphansi kwe JMPD. Ngabe ngiqinisile?
Yebo.
That is correct.
Do you know the reason why it was necessary and imperative for you to be called, or maybe I can reserve it for Colonel Kininda, but do you know of any reasons why they had to call you, precisely you and Munareng?
Uyasazi yini isizathu esenza ukuthi babize nina wena noMnareng ngendlela le ikhethile babize wena noMnareng?
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi mhlambe indlela asithemba ngayo ngoba besinokusebenza.
Well, I'm thinking that could have been as a result of how he trusted us, because we used to work with him.
All right. The answer that I'll give you is because from the time he was arrested, you were involved in the assault of the accused, torturing of the accused.
He was involved.
Yes, with other Metropolis officers.
Magaboshwa lona ummangalelo. Nawe ke walibamba iqhaza ekutheni ushawe nokuthi kuhlukunyezwe lona ke ummangalelo.
Cha,
ningamaphoyisa. Nisicuku nje samaphoyisa.
cha, angizange ngilibambe iqhaza la.
No, I did not contribute in that.
The reason being that to advance my reasons because as an EMPD, you were within the jurisdiction because the accused was arrested at Ekurhuleni in Tembisa.
Isizathu esenza ukuthi ngikhulume kanjalo ingoba wena wawungaphansi kwaleyo ndawo yase Ekurhuleni. Kwaphela ke ummangalelwa waboshwa khona lapha endaweni yase Tembisa, iTembisa lena ke ise Ekurhuleni.
Mina ngiyaphika lo.
I dispute that.
All right, it's fine. Let's move on. Let's move on. You arrived. Okay. Are you aware that the accused person was arrested at 1 o'clock during the day in Tembisa?
Uyakwazi lokho ukuthi ummangalelwa waboshwa ngo 1 o'clock emini eTembisa? No, I don't know that.
So at the time he was booked at Thank you, Manu. My instruction is that accused number 1, may I approach him? Thank you, my lord, for your indulgence. May I proceed?
Yes.
Okay, I was questioning on the time in which the accused was back. All right, so let me just put it this way. My instruction is that he was arrested at 1 o'clock in Tembisa on the 30th of May 2020.
Usho njalo ke ummangalelwa ukuthi waboshwa ngo 1 o'clock emini eTembisa nge-30th ka May 2020.
Ngingathini mina la?
What can I say about that now?
Do you dispute it?
Uyakuvuma lokho
You
noma
agree on it?
uyaphika okanye khona mhlawumbe ungakusho ngalokho?
Akukho engakusho ngalokho.
There isn't anything I can say about that.
All right. So you were not present when the accused was arrested? That's what you're
Makaboshwa
telling us.
ummangalelwa wena ubungekho ngekhathi eboshwa khona lapha eTembisa ngo 1 o'clock nge-30th ka May.
Cha. ngeke.
No, I wasn't there.
All right. So now we are taking the accused or the suspect to Villari police station. What time was it?
Manje ke senthatha lona ummangalelwa nomsevile area police station bekungobani isikhathi okanye ngobani isikhathi?
Sasikhumbula isikhathi.
I cannot remember the time.
All right. It's my instruction that it was in the early hours of the 31st of May 2020. Do you agree?
Usho kanjalo ke ummangalelwa ukuthi mhlambe kungutathakusa nje okanye kulamahora nje aqala usuku nge-31 sika May 2020.
Angeke ngisikhumbule isikhathi kuthiwa kuba.
I cannot remember the time as to what time it was.
The reason is because you did not record anything that was happening.
Isizathu ukuthi wena ubungabhali phansi konke okwakwenzeka.
Kungaba yilo.
That could be the reason.
Thank you. And you are a qualified police officer.
Oyisa ke eliqeqeshiwe eliqualified. Yes.
But who is irresponsible about recording?
there's any basis for making those imputations to the witness.
Now I withdraw the question, my lord. What's it? My lord, I would like to refer the witness to Exhibit MM. It's page 2189. 2189.
This one,
What's the problem now?
all the entries in respect of accused number 1 are not yet before court.
What's that?
The occurrence book entries in respect of accused number 1 are not yet before court.
Yes.
Only OB entries in respect of accused number 2. We've just now agreed with my learned friend that we can hand up OB entries in respect of accused number 1. And that will be Exhibit NN.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you, my lord. So, say, are you in possession of the document, the occurrence book? Reflecting
We have
the-
an occurrence book.
Yeah, ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see it.
On the bottom part of the page 2189.
Uyabona ke la phansi ku
Do you see that
2189.
entry?
Uyakubona lo? Uyabona le?
Is it 87 or 89? 2187.
Oh, 2187 noma
The
2189.
last entry
Le?
on that page.
Oh, 87 noma 89 lo.
Yebo ngiyabona.
Oh, 87 noma 89.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi 87.
I think it is 87.
Thank you. Let's just
2187.
proceed. Can you confirm that that entry confirms that the suspect was booked in at 1:14 in the AM?
Ungaqinisekisa ke ukuthi wabhuka yini ngo 1:40 ekseni.
Yeah, ngalo kubhalelwa it's 140.
Based on what is recorded here, it is 1:40.
He was booked by Sergeant Mohola.
Wafaka khona laphana ke uSergeant Mohola.
Yebo ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see that.
All right. So, have you seen Sergeant Mohola? Or is it Sergeant or Captain? But it refers to Mohola.
Uye wambona yini uSergeant Mohola? Usergeant
Did you see
noma
him?
uCaptain wambona yini? I did see him.
Is it a him or she?
Umuntu wesilisa noma wesimame? It's a female being.
All right. Who was supposed to book this suspect? Because you said he was given to you by Brigadier Gininda to take him to Villarreal police station.
Ubani obefanele ukuthi ambuke in waphela ke
That's not the evidence of the witness. He said he was asked to escort the team to the area.
May I rephrase, my lord? May I rephrase? So, when you left Eratin to Pretoria to Villarreal, were there any other officers except the Metro Police officer?
mansuke Eratin ye Villaria Pretoria kwakhona amanye amaphoyisa ke ngaphandle kwe Metropolis.
Yeah,
Yes, there were other police officers.
Was Constable Telezi present?
Constable
From
Telezi na
SAPS?
we SAPS. Constable Telezi we SAPS. Yeah, nube khona yini?
angikhumbule ngintroduce Constable Tellis or yena introduce.
No, I do not remember Constable Telezi being introduced to me, or that he was that he introduced himself or she introduced himself to me.
All right. More or less, how many Metropolis officers that escorted on that particular night?
Ama Metropolis officers angaki a escortwa.
Angikho sure ukuthi why.
I'm not sure how many were they.
Thank you, Malaka. If not correct.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Macy.
I've got no question.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions. Thank you.
Ms. Mshololo?
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions.
Okay. In the re-examination?
None, thank you, my lord.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sabonga ke.
Hello, just one question. Because it is alleged that you also assaulted accused number 2. Was there any criminal charge of assault, GBH, preferred against you
Go to
during that period
Baba.
when you were in the company of escorting accused? Is it accused, Mr. Sibia, sorry, yeah, Mr. Sibia, accused number 1.
Kuthiwa kunale lawo mahlebezi ukuthi na shaya ke ummangalelwa wokuqala. Ngabe khona ke icala lavulwa okanavulelwa lona ukushaya lona ke ummangalelwa wokuqala ngenkathi ke ehanjiswa. No, there wasn't any charge which was laid.
Any questions arising?
None.
None, my lord.
None. Thank you.
None, my lord.
Okay, thank you.
Sabonga.
Yeah, Mr.
As a court case, my lord, the state calls the next witness is Constable Wendell Logan Jonathan. The witness is going to testify in respect of the following exhibit. Exhibit JJ, Exhibit HH. Exhibit JJ, it's the confession to made on the 24th of June 2020 to Magistrate Cronje. Exhibit GG is the pointings out by Colonel Hadebe, the 5th of June 2020. And Exhibit HH is the confession to Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu on the 19th of June 2020.
What language are you going to be using, sir?
English.
English. Full names?
Full names Wendell Logan Jonathan.
The names of the witness are Wendell Logan Jonathan.
Yes.
So the surname is Jonathan.
That's correct. Yeah, swear the witness in?
Do you have any objection in taking a prescribed oath?
No.
Do you swear that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth? If so, raise up your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Witness sworn in, my lord.
Now speak up, sir, please.
Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Understood, my lord.
Is it correct that you are a constable in the service of the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department?
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke ngisebenzela ke EMPD.
And when were you appointed?
I was appointed on the 1st of November 2014.
Ke ngafaka esikhundleni nge-1 November 2014.
Is it correct that during the period 2019 to 2022, you were attached to the unit that's known as the Special Weapons?
The witness has to testify regarding that.
As a good, this is the Criminal Procedure Act explains what the leading question is, and it says preliminary questions like person's rank. You know, those are preliminary questions that a witness can be led on, but we will not belabor the point. We don't think it's neither here nor there. To which unit?
You want to say something else?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my lord, I wanted to differ with the submissions made by the State Counsel because he's asking the witness regarding his experience. The evidence should come from the witness, my lord. This may harm the submission.
Okay.
I can refer counsel to
Yeah, let's read that.
what the leading
Because
question
you have
is.
different concepts of the law.
Yes.
What is the law, Mr. Nisi? What is the law pertaining to leading questions regarding introductory qualifications?
Well, there are issues sometimes, my lord,
That?
that could be a common cause between parties.
Yes.
So they are just neutral factors.
I see.
Yes.
Yes.
So the fact that he works for SWAP is common cause.
Well, it has been mentioned all along that there are witnesses that will come testify for swaps.
Okay, okay.
And the SWAT basically means sea, water, and air technology. It does not mean what they are basically saying. It's an American concept.
I see.
Yes.
We'll find the particular point
Okay.
after the adjournment. And to which unit were you attached at Ekurhuleni Metro?
I was from 2019.
From 2019 to 2022.
Do you mean from 2019, my lord?
Yes. From 2019 to 2022, to which unit?
From 2019 up to 2022, I was attached to the SWAT unit.
Uthi ukusuka ngo-2019 ukufika ngo-2022 bengisebenzela ke le unit okanye igatsha elibizwa i-SWAT.
And what does that acronym stand for?
It stands for Special Weapons and Tactics.
Njengoba ke seke shilo ke ukuthi le SWAT isho ukuthi Special Weapons and Tactics.
And what was the main purpose of this unit?
The duties of our unit was mostly to escort high-profile suspects. We did cash and transit heists, kidnappings, serious crimes. Our duties were mostly for that, responding to that.
Manje ke umsebenzi wethu ke bekubhekana ke namacala abuqayi kakhulu okanye amambi kakhulu ukuthi ke si escorte okanye ukuphelekezela ke amacala wa abantu esithi ke ilama high profile abasolwa banjalo ke nokuthi sibhekene ke namacala wotshontshwa okanye ukudunwa kweimoto ke zemali okanye ke ukuphangwa kweimoto zeimali cash heist kanti ke namacala we kidnapping kanjalo.
Just if we can just quickly interrupt, we found the relevant portion, section 166, cross-examination and re-examination of a witness. It says, examination in chief, mere formal and introductory particulars such as the status and age of the witness and facts which are not in dispute may be put into the witness' mouth. As a general rule, the examining chief can safely state with words or stay with words such as who, what, where, when, why, where to, where from, where with, what, etc., and how.
The section 166.
Yes, 166.
Any response?
My Lord, I still differ, my Lord, with the explanation, with the...
Differ with what? With the do it. The one who wrote the textbook.
The one who wrote the textbook, my Lord,
And
because...
differ also with what? The government printer who wrote section 166.
No, my Lord, with the interpretation of what was transpired, what was happening when I objected.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yes.
fine. Let's proceed.
As a court pleases, yes. Do you know the investigating officer in this matter, Brigadier Gininda?
Yes,
Yes, I know him.
Yes. How do you know him?
he is the commander of the cold case unit.
Uthi ke commander wama cold case unit.
Have you had any interactions with him?
On few occasions, he would seldom visit. He wasn't present at all. How can I put it? We met a few times on a few occasions.
Ube nokufika laphana ngokuzosibona okanye ezosivakashela nje kodwa ke bengeyena ke umuntu uBrigadier Gininda engangibona njalo kodwa ke ube nokufika nje kwezinye inkathi.
Were you rendering any assistance to him?
To his team, yes, we assisted in escorts.
Kwithimba lakhe besikwazi ke ukuthi size ngoku-escorta okanye ukubaphelekezela.
On the 24th of June 2020, were you on duty?
Yes, I was, my lord.
Uthi nge-24 zika June 2020 bengisemsebenzini.
Can you tell the court in your own words what happened regarding this matter?
Okay, on the 24th of June, we conducted an escort of a suspect from Moot Police Station in Pretoria to Boksburg Magistrates Court.
The name of the police station in Pretoria?
Moot.
Uthi ke ngalo suku ke sa escorta ke umsolwa ukusuka eMoot police station ese Pretoria samsa ke police station yase Boksburg.
Yes. How did you become involved?
We were called by Sergeant Mukhane.
Sabizwa ke nguye Sergeant Mukhane.
And he requested that we do an escort of a suspect for him.
Wase ke uyacela ke ukuthi si escorte ke umsolwa, sim escortele umsolwa.
Yes.
We met him at the police station.
Sahlangana naye ke police station.
Yes, which police station?
Moot in Pretoria.
Sahlangana naye ke eMoot police station ese Pretoria.
Yes.
Yes, my lord. Sergeant Mohane came with the suspect
Sergeant Mohane uyena owazake nomsolwa
to the vehicles. We were in the parking area ready to conduct the escort.
kanti ke uza naye khona laphana ke la sasipake khona ke imoto uza naye khona lapho ke thina ke sasesilungiselele ukuthi sizo phana ngalezo inkonzo ke zoku escort.
Yes.
From Moot, we escorted the suspect straight to Boksburg Magistrate Court.
Ukusuka ke eMoot sase ke si escorta ke umsolwa ukufika khona laphana ke eBoksburg Magistrate Court.
Yes.
We arrived at the Magistrate Court in Boksburg, and then we escorted the suspect to the office of Ms. Cronje inside the Magistrate's Court.
Safika ke ku leyo nkantolo ke yase Boksburg. Uma ke sesifikile ke kuleyo nkantolo yase Boksburg sangena ke sayofuna office ka uMamu Cronje.
And how were you in relation to the suspect? Were you in close proximity to the suspect, or what was the position?
Yes, we were walking inside along to the office. Suspect was in handcuffs.
Umsolwa ke ube fake uzamkosi kanti sasihamba nje duze naye simfaka ngaphakathi kulesi sakhiwo senkantolo yase Boksburg.
Did you see any injuries on him at that point?
No visible injuries.
Cha amanxeba ebonakala bengekho.
Yes.
We met with the investigating officer, Mr. Mohane,
Sahlangana naye ke lona ophenye icala ubaba uMkhane
and he
Where did you meet with him?
at the office of Ms. Cronje.
sahlangana naye ke kule office ka Mamu Cronje.
Yes.
He mentioned to us that the suspect,
Yes, there was a discussion.
Yeah.
What happened?
there was a discussion, and then he introduced us to Ms. Cronje, stating that she would be the one taking down the statement of the
Wase
suspect.
ke uyasithula ke. Sibe nengxoxo nje phakathi kwethu naye lapho emva kwalokho ke wasithula kuye lona uMamu Cronje. Wase uyasitshela ke ukuthi uyena ke uzokwazi ukuthi athathe istatement esichamuka kumsolo.
Yes.
Ms. Cronje then requested for our appointment cards,
Umamu Cronje ke wase uyacela ke ukuthi simbonise ama appointment cards wethu.
and we handed it over to Mr. Mohane, and he made copies thereof.
Sawanikeza ke ubaba uMkhane uyena ke owenza ama copy walamo appointment cards.
I just want to show you attachment C, which forms part of Exhibit JJ. Do you recognize the document?
Yes, I do, my lord.
Ngiyakubona lokho ngiyakwazi ngiyakukhumbula.
This is a photocopy of my appointment card.
Shothi lana ke kuyi photocopy ye appointment card eyami. Shothi ke eyakhe.
One of the seats, almost time for the long adjournment. I'm going to take the long adjournment at this point.
Okay.
Until
2 o'clock then.
2.
Yes, nog onder eed.
You're still under oath.
We can continue, sir. We stop where you identified a copy of your appointment certificate, which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
attached with JJ.
Yes, my lord.
Yebo ngiyavuma-ke ukuthi sigcinela khona-ke
Yes, what happened further?
ngikhomba khona-ke umazisi womsebenzi.
The appointment cards, my lord, was myself, Constable Lisering, and then also Sergeant Mohane.
Constable who?
Lisering.
Lisari.
Yes, Lisering.
Shuthi-ke labo mazisi-ke bomsebenzi kwakuyeyami-ke i-appointment card-ke eyami u-Constable Lisering and who else?
And Sergeant Mohane.
No Sergeant Mukhane.
Yes.
Yes, from there, my lord, we were requested to wait outside. We proceeded to the vehicles that were in the parking.
Emva kwalokho-ke satshelwa ukuthi silinde nje ngaphandle sase siyakhona laphana endaweni yokupakwa kwey'moto.
We were told that we will be called as soon as the statement was done.
Satshelwa-ke ukuthi sizophinde sibizwe emva kokuthi-ke lesi statement sebeqedile ukusithatha.
But before you went to wait outside, when last did you see the person that you escorting the person who was in handcuffs?
Escorting the person in handcuffs to the office of Ms. Cronje. The last time we saw him was when he entered the office.
Okokugcina-ke ma ngimbona lo muntu-ke esasemkhaphe e-ofisini kaMama Cronje kungenkathi-ke esengena ngase-ofisini kaMama Cronje.
Now, except for the suspect in handcuffs, did you see who else entered Ms. Cronje's office?
At the door, my lord, as I can recall, there was a gentleman in a suit
At the door.
at the door of the
Othi-
office.
Uthi-ke emnyango kanye kulesi sicapha-ke se-office kaMama Cronje kwakhona-ke umliso wafake isuti khona laphaya.
And it was only later made known to us
Yes,
from
it's fine. But from your own observation, what did you see?
there was just a gentleman standing by the door. Was not sure if he was
Yes.
an employee of the court or I couldn't. He was just standing there, nothing special.
Yilo mlisa-ke ngikhuluma ngaye ubeme nje lapha nemnyango okanye kulesi sicapha sokungena ngase-ofisini kalona-ke uMama Cronje. Ukuthi-ke yena bekuyisisebenzi salaphayana-ke enkantolo noma cha lokho-ke angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngiqinisekise ngakho.
Except that he was wearing a suit, is there any other description that you can give of this gentleman?
No, can't recall, my lord.
Angeke ngiphane ngincazelo-ke engathi ijulile mayelana-ke nalo mlisa ngaphandle kokuthi-ke ube egqoke isuti.
Yes. What happened further?
Yes, and then from when the suspect entered into the office, we proceeded outside to the vehicles.
Mase seke ngena-ke ngakule ofisi lo umsolo thina-ke sahamba saya emotweni.
Yes.
And we waited for further instruction, my lord.
Sase silinda-ke ukuthi sitshele ukuthi senzeni.
Yes.
We were outside for about 3 hours.
Besilinde okanye besingaphandle-ke ibanga elingenza kwenye isikhathi esingenza 3 hours.
And then we were instructed by Mr. Mohane that the statement was done.
Satshelwa-ke ubaba Mkhane ukuthi sebeqedile-ke nge-statement.
We walked back inside to Mrs. Cronje's office.
Saphindela futhi ke sangena ngaphakathi siya kule office kaMam Cronje.
And then we escorted the accused out to the vehicles.
Sase ke siyam escorta ke lo umsolwa simkhiphela ngaphandle ke ukuya lapha na emotweni.
Now, when you went to fetch the accused from Ms. Cronje's office, were there people inside her office?
I can't recall.
Angisakhumbuli ke ukuthi ngenkathi sihamba siyomthatha lona umsolwa ngale office kaMam Cronje ukuthi kwakhona yini abanye abantu ngase office akasakhumbuli.
The gentleman that you saw earlier on in a suit, did you see him again after that first occasion?
I could not see inside the office, my lord, as we only stopped by the door.
Bengakhona ukubona ngaphakathi eoffice ngoba ke siye sama nje khona ngaphana ke eminyango okanye ngaphandle kwesithatha seoffice.
Yes, may I proceed?
The suspect was brought out.
Wakhishwa ke lona umsolwa okanye walethwa ekhishwa ke ngase office
By Sergeant Mukhane, and then we proceeded to the vehicles.
ulethwa njena uye lona uSergeant Mukhale sase siyaqhubeka ke siya laphana ke emotweni.
Yes.
We from the when everything was done, we proceeded and escorted the suspect to Muat SABC again.
Uma ke lawo mahlelo lapha yana ke sekuqediwe ngawo sase ke siyamkhapha ke okanye sam escorta okuya eMuat.
Yes, Muat SABC.
Muat where?
Muat SABC or police station.
Saya eMuat SAPS noma police station yaseMuat.
How many officers were there on the day in question escorting the suspect?
I would say more or less six or seven.
Laba bebe escorta lapho ke ngasho mhlambe bekungaba ke amaphoyisa awu6 ukuya kumaphoyisa awu7.
Were you carrying any weapons?
Yes, I was.
Yebo ke mina ke ngangiphethe isikhali noma ikhali.
The other members?
The other members as well.
Namanye amalunga ke esiphoyisa nawo ke abephethe ikhali kuona.
Yes, we may proceed.
We are issued with 9mm on the side.
Shuthi ke basinikeza ke ama 9mm ke la sebenzela khona.
As well as assault rifles.
Kanti ke baphinde ke basinikeza nezibhamu ezinkulu okanye ama rifle.
Yes. Yes, we proceeded to Pretoria Muat police station. What happened further?
We conducted the escort. When we arrived at the police station, Sergeant Mukhane took the suspect into the police station.
Sa escorta ke masesifike police station uSergeant Mukhane wathatha ke umsolwa wamfaka phakathi ke kulesakhiwo samaphoyisa police station.
Is it correct that there was a further incident where you were involved regarding this matter on the 5th of June 2020?
Yes, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi ngeke ngabamba iqhaza
Yes,
ukumayelana ke nalesi sigameko nge5 sika June.
Yes, can you tell the court about that?
On the 5th of June, we were called by Sergeant Mukhane again.
Sa fonelwa ke noma sabizwa nguye lona uSergeant Mukhane nge5 sika June 2020.
And he requested our assistance in another escort.
Wacela ke inkonzo zethu ukuthi sobahlinzeka ngeinkonzo zethu malana ke noku escorta
and mentioned to us that there would be a pointing out to be conducted.
Wase-ke uyasho kuthina-ke kukhona-ke ukukhomba komuntu okanye ukukhomba nje okuzokwenzeka.
Yes.
We met with the sergeant at Alberton Police Station.
Sahlangana nalo sergeant khona laphana-ke police station yase Alberton.
Yes.
The suspect was already in the holding cells.
Umsola wayesevalelwe kusho ukuthi esemaseleni khona lapho.
We were standing outside the CSC.
Besime ngaphandle-ke khona laphana charge office.
Client Service Center.
Yes.
Usho njalo client service center.
Yes.
And then Sergeant Mukhane introduced us to Colonel Hadeb.
Wase-ke lona uSergeant Mohane wasethula kuye lona uColonel Hadebe.
And mentioned to us that the colonel will be conducting the pointing out.
Wase-ke uyasitshela-ke ukuthi uyena uColonel ozohambisa-ke le pointing out.
Instead, as mentioned, we'll be calling Sergeant Mukhane. Yes.
Yes, the colonel came and then he showed us the vehicle that we should be following.
Weza-ke uColonel wasikhombisa-ke le moto ekumele silandele.
Yes.
Yes, the vehicle was a marked police vehicle.
Yayimakhiwe-ke leyo moto kwakuyimoto yamaphoyisa emakhiwe.
Yes.
From the police station, from Alberton Police Station, we proceeded to Vosloorus.
Ukusuka-ke kule police station yase-Alberton saqhubeka-ke saya Vosloorus kule police station yase-Voslo.
Yes. And how were you following that vehicle?
It was the police vehicle, and then the photographer's vehicle, and then we were behind.
Kwakuyimoto yamaphoyisa yayingaphambili, kuyimoto-ke yalona-ke othwebula iy'thombe, kanti-ke thina-ke saba emva kwaleyo moto-ke yomthwebuli wey'thombe.
And in how many vehicles were you traveling?
We were traveling in 2 vehicles, my lord.
Sasihamba ngemoto eziwu-2.
And how many members were there?
We were 4 members.
Shuthi-ke amalunga abe-4 wesiphoyisa.
You don't have to mention where you went to in Vosloorus, but what duties did you perform there at Vosloorus?
We were requested to safeguard the suspect as well as the photographer and the colonel. During
Kanti
the
sacelwa-ke ukuthi masivikeleke abasolwa lona othwebula iy'thombe kanye noColonel khona laphana-ke Air Force.
But how did you do that? Were you in close proximity to them, or what was the position?
We would follow the vehicles, and then when the police van stops, we would also stop. We were in the same proximity or vicinity.
Manje besilandela-ke lezi moto. Uma-ke iveni yamaphoyisa ima nathi sizoma khona lapho kuleyo ndawo-ke la efika ime khona beseduze nje nabo.
And did you in any way participate in the proceedings of the day?
No, my lord.
Shuthi azange ngibambe iqhaza elithizeke mayelana-ke nendlela kwakwenziwa-ke ngakhona laphayana kanye inqubo yalokho kwakuhlosiwe ukuthi kwenziwe.
And after the proceedings were finalized, what happened?
After the proceedings were finalized, the colonel mentioned that we should go back to Alberton police station.
Uma ke sekuqediwe ukwenziwa lokho or konke lokho befanele ukuthi kwenziwe, uKennedy ke wasi uyasho ke siphindele futhi le Alberton police station khona.
Yes.
So we followed the colonel or the police vehicle.
Samlandela ke
Back to
uKennedy
Alberton.
okanye ke le moto yamaphoyisa back to
Alberton police station.
ukuphindela futhi le police station se Alberton.
Yes.
The suspect was again booked into the cells.
Kanti ke lona umsolwa waphinde futhi wabukwa kanye wafakwa emaseleni.
Yes. By who?
By Sergeant Bongani.
Lokho kwenziwa ke uSergeant Mokhane.
When you escorted Colonel Hadebe and the photographer, what happened to first learners? What happened to Sergeant Mokhane?
Sergeant Mokhane remained at the police station.
Uma ke kukhashwa lona ke ubuya uKennedy ukhashwa uyiswa khona laphana eForslores, uMokhane yena wasala ke police station.
Yes.
And we proceeded with the colonel to conduct the escort.
Saqhubeka ke no Colonel siloko senza yona ke lento yoku escorta.
Yes. What happened further?
At the police station. ma'am.
Yes, at the police station.
Okay, after the suspect was booked back into the cells, we debriefed with Sergeant Mokhane.
Make sekeqedwe ukufaka emaseleni umsolo sase ke siba nengxoxo noMokhane.
Yes.
And we dispersed from the police station.
Suka lapho ke sase ke siyahamba okanye siyahlukana uma suka ke police station.
Is it all that happened on the day?
That's all, my lord.
Yikho konke.
And the last incident on the 19th of June 2020 regarding this matter?
On the 19th of June, my lord, I was called again, or we were called again.
Again 19 June 2020 saphinde futhi sabizwa.
It's
To-
you and who?
Myself and the SWAT unit, or my team,
Mina ke nethimba lami leSWAT.
Yes.
to conduct another escort
Ukuthi ke siyokwenza ke okanye sihlinzeke ngenkonzo yoku escorta.
Yes.
We were called to Moroka SABC.
Sabizwa la khona laphana ke kule police station yase Moroka.
Yes.
I was the first one to arrive at Moroka SABC.
Ngaba wokuqala wokufika khona laphana ke kule SABC yase Moroka.
And I met with Sergeant Mokhane at the police station.
Khona lapho police station yase Moroka ngahlangana naye ke Sergeant Mokhane.
Yes.
Sergeant Mokhane then requested me to hand over the suspect.
Wase uyangicela ke uMkhane ukuthi manginikele uyena okanye manginikele ngayo lona umsolwa
To Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu,
ngimnikele kuye lona ke okanye ngimshiye ezandleni zaka Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu
as he was to conduct a statement.
ngoba uyena ke obefanele ke ezothatha ke istatement
Of the accused.
shuthi ke istatement somsolwa.
Yes.
I proceeded into the CSC.
Ngase ke ngiya ngase CSC khona lapho ke police station.
And I met with Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu.
Ngase ngihlangana naye-ke Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu.
When you say you proceeded to the client service center, were you alone?
At the time, yes.
Yebo, ngaleso sikhathi-ke bengingedwa.
The,
Uma ngithi ngangena kwi-client service center khona lapha.
my other members have not yet arrived.
Ke amanye amalunga abengakafiki. Futhi-ke amanye amalunga wethimba lami abengakafiki.
Yes, you may proceed.
I met with Colonel Raphadu and I handed over the suspect.
Ngahlangana naye-ke Lieutenant Colonel Raphadu ngase ngimnikela-ke umsolwa.
Yes, but at what point was the suspect handed over to you?
Say again, my lord.
At which point was the suspect handed over to you?
When I arrived at the Moroka SAPS, the suspect was in the vehicle of Sergeant Muhammad.
Uma ngifika khona laphana-ke SAPS yaseMoroka, umsolwa ubengaphakathi emotweni ka-Sergeant Muhammad.
Yes.
And he requested me to proceed with the suspect inside to meet with the colonel.
Wase-ke uyangicela-ke ukuthi mangihambe naye lona umsolwa ukuyohlangana naye lona uKennel ngaphakathi e-police station.
Yes.
I handed over the suspect to Colonel Raphadu.
Ngase-ke nginikela-ke umsolwa kuye lona uRaphadu.
And he requested me to leave the office.
Wase uyangicela-ke ukuthi mangiphumeke e-ofisini.
Yes.
From there, my lord, I went outside to the vehicle.
Emva kwalokho-ke ngase ngiphumela ngaphandle-ke ngiya khona laphana-ke ey'motweni.
Yes.
And waited for the other crew members or the team to arrive.
Ngase-ke ngilindela amalunga-ke wethimba ukuthi mawafike.
I was then called back again once the statement was completed.
Ngaphinde futhi ngabizwa-ke emva kokuthi baqede-ke ukuthatha istatement.
And I then received the suspect back from Colonel Raphadu.
Ngase ngiyamamukela futhi-ke lona umsolwa uphuma-ke ezandleni zakhe uRaphadu.
Yes.
From there, my lord, we proceeded with the escort.
Emva kwalokho-ke sase-ke siyaqhubeka-ke nge-escort.
After the suspect was handed back to you by Colonel Raphadu, what did you do? What happened?
We went back to the vehicles.
Emva kokuthi bamlethe-ke kimina umsolwa uKennel Raphadu saphindela futhi-ke ey'motweni.
With the suspect?
With the suspect.
Yebo sihamba naye-ke okanye ngihamba naye-ke lo umsolwa.
Yes, and what happened to the vehicles?
The suspect was placed into Sergeant Muhane's vehicle.
Umsolwa-ke uma sesifika khona laphana ey'motweni wafakwa emotweni ka-Sergeant Muhane.
Yes.
Suspect was in handcuffs.
Kanti-ke ngaleso sikhathi-ke umsolwa ubefakwe ozankosi.
And we conducted an escort from Moroka SAPS to Foslorus Magistrate Court.
Sase-ke siyaqhubeka-ke ngoku-escorta ukusuka khona laphana-ke e-police station yaseMoroka ukuyofika kwi-magistrate court yase-Foslorus.
Yes.
As we were informed that the suspect also had an appearance at Foslorus Magistrate Court.
Ngoba-ke sase sesitsheliwe futhi-ke phezu kwalokho ukuthi ufanele ukuthi ayovelela kwelinye icala khona laphayana e-Foslorus Magistrate Court. Magistrate Court yaseFoslo.
From Foslores Court, it's where we dispersed.
Ukusuka ke kule court yaseFoslo kwaba ukuhlukana kwethu ke.
Do you know what happened to the suspect?
The suspect went inside the magistrate court, my lord.
Umsolwa wangena ngaphakathi enkantolo yaseFoslo
With Sergeant Mohane.
obehamba kanye naye ke uSergeant Mohane.
Yes.
And our escort duty was fulfilled at that point, my lord.
Kwaba ukuqeda okanye ke ukuwenza ke ukuthi sibe sesiqedile ngomsebenzi wethu woku escorta ke uma ke sekengenile ngasenkantolo lona ke umsolwa.
Is it all that happened on this particular day?
On the 19th, yes, my lord.
Yikho konke okwenzeka nge-19.
And when this suspect was handed to you at Moraka police station, did you see any injuries on him?
No injuries, my lord.
Ukusuka ke eMroka ukufika khona lapha neFoslo azange siboneke ukulimala okuthize kulona umsolwa.
And when he was handed back to you, did he have any injuries?
No injuries, my lord.
Uma elethwa ke ezandleni zethu bekungena kulimala ke okwakukhona kuyena.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Mr. Jonathan, in terms of your job description, or the duties that you performed on the days you placed them on record, you said you were assigned to escort.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Uthi yebo ke ngangixokiwe ke ukuthi mangiyo escorta kuya ngomsebenzi engiwenzayo.
Does it also entail arresting a suspect?
Just clarify, my lord.
Does your job also allow you to arrest a suspect?
Yes, my lord.
Yebo umsebenzi wami uyangigunyaza ke ukuthi umsolwa ngambopha.
So are you familiar with the provisions relating to the arrest of an offender or a perpetrator? Are you aware of those?
Yes, my lord.
Yebo ngiyaqaphela lokho ke ukuthi khona imigomo emayelana ke nokuboshwa komsolwa.
So prior to your being employed as a Metro Police officer, you were trained how to arrest a person.
That's correct, my lord.
Angokuba ke ngizosebenzela ke iMetropolis ngaqeqeshwa ke ukuthi umuntu uboshwa kanjani
Alright.
kanye inyathelo umuntu afanele ukuthi ayithathe angokuba ke azobopha umuntu.
So this arrest, since you started in 2014. Sorry, 2019 if I'm is it
2014.
2014, that's correct, yeah. Since 2014, it was your, I would say not daily practice, but it's something common in your, when you're performing your duties.
To
arrest an individual or a perpetrator who's committing an offense or who has committed an offense.
I could confirm to that, yes, my lord. It's part of being a police officer.
Ngaqinisekisa ke lapho ukuthi ukubopha umuntu kwakuyinto vele eyayijwayelekile ngoba kwakuyingxenye yomsebenzi wami.
Do you know when you effect an arrest where there is a warrant and where there is no warrant of arrest?
Do I know?
Sorry?
You are
Do
saying,
you
my lord,
understand
that
when you perform your duties as an arresting officer, I would put it as an arresting officer,
yes,
you can arrest with a warrant or without a warrant.
yes, ma'am.
Ngiyakuzwisisa lokho ukuthi ke uma ngizobopha okanye ngisisebenzi samaphoyisa esizobopha umuntu ukuthi umuntu uyakwazi ukuboshwa i-warrant ingekho nokuthi aboshwe futhi i-warrant ikhona. Lokho kuyakwazi.
When accused number 1 was arrested, were you present?
No, my lord.
Makaboshwa umsolo wokuqala bengekho.
And number 2, were you present when he was arrested?
No, my lord.
Kanti nommangalelwa wesibini uma eboshwa mina bengekho.
So on that particular day, when you first saw the accused, were you not the driver of the motor vehicle, of the police vehicle?
I was, my lord.
Ngalolu suku ke mangalo dibana kanye ubona ummangalelwa bekuyimina ke obeyishala ke le moto amaphoyisa.
For every destination, did you record in the motor vehicle logbook?
Not every destination, my lord. We only record the first time you start the vehicle.
Hayi kuyo yonke indawo ke esindlule kuzo kodwa ke sibhala phansi okokuqala ke uma uqala ukusebenzisa ke imoto ngalo suku we i-logbook yemoto.
And at the end of your shift.
Futhi ke okunye sikubhalayo ke siphinde sibhale imininingwane mayelana ke nokusebenza ekupheleni kosuku ke.
So if you were to travel from, for instance, Albertine to Soweto, there's no reason, or there's no reason to record that?
Not in the logbook, my lord, but you would record in your pocketbook or diary.
Isizathu ke ukubaleka kukho kangako ukuthi sesisuka manje Albertine siya eMoroka police station.
So
Kodwa ke okubalekile ukuthi konke ke lokho kubhalwe kwi-pocketbook nokuthi kubhalwe khona lapha kwi-logbook.
So on the days you performed your duties, did you record on your pocketbook?
Yes, my lord.
Uma ngenza ke umsebenzi wami ngalolo suku ke olumayelana ke omayelana ke naleli cala ngabhala ke kwi-pocketbook yami.
Were you requested to make a copy of your pocketbook?
No, my lord.
Azange ngicebe ke ukuthi ngenze i-copy ye-pocketbook yami.
May I consult my colleague, my lord?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, sir. Is that pocketbook still available?
From 2019, no, my lord. Pocketbook is not available anymore as the unit, the SWAT unit, was disbanded.
Should leyo pocketbook ayisekho ke kakhulukazi njengoba sikhuluma ke ngalowo nyaka we-2019 ngoba ke lelo gatsha ke le-SWAT laqedwa.
Okay. In relation to there's a version according to both accused that there was a form of assault on the tubing of the suspects, and you were also present during the course of that illegal act. Can you confirm that? Or you
Mr.
disagree
Mgomezelo,
with
can you
that?
speak up? Can you speak up, please? I can't even hear you.
Oh, sorry, my lord. Sorry. During the course of the assault, of the arrest, were you any way involved in the trooping of both accused number 1 and number 2?
No,
or
my lord.
assaulting?
No, my lord, as the only interaction we would have with the accused was during the escorting.
Azange ngifake isandla ekutheni lona ke ummangalelwa kanye abasolwa babashaye ngaleyo ndlela ke bahlukunyezwe ngaleyo ndlela yokuthi baba vale mhlawumbe ke ebusweni okanye babachuphe kanjalo ukuthi bangakhona ukuphefumula. Into ke engayisho mina ke ukuthi ukubonana okanye baseduze nabo ke abamangalelwa ingekathi ke sihlinzeka ngeenkonzo zethu zokubavikela okanye zokubaphephisa.
So before I conclude, you say you won't be able to provide the logbook of the trips that you have taken, and you won't be able to provide the occurrence book in which you recorded all the.
As
the
I
events.
mentioned, my lord, the unit was disbanded. We were all redeployed to various units.
Njengoba sengishilo ke ukuthi lelo gatsha lachithwa saphinde ke safa kwamanye amagatsha ke umsebenzi.
So the office we were utilizing was no more in use. So I don't know if the records were kept or what happened to them.
Lelo office ke kwakuyilona ke i-office legatsha lethu lalungasasetshenziswa. Manje ke anginaso ke isiqiniseko sokuthi babeka yini wonke amaphepha okanye amafayili amayelana ke nemisebenzi siyenza khona lapha kulelo gatsha.
All right. So may I just take you on the day in which you said you escorted when you were traveling with escorting the police when they were traveling with accused number 2 to Foslorus court.
Okay, and then you referring to the 19th?
To the 19th.
Yes, my lord.
What time was it when you reached Foslorus court?
It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Manje ke nge-19 ke umasambisa lona ke umsolo simsakhona laphana ke eFoslores magistrate safika ke eFoslores magistrate court ngo-1.
What was the reason for was it the first appearance of the accused? Do you know?
I'm not sure, man.
Isizathu sokuvelela kwakhe enkantolo angisazi ukuthi mhlawumbe ke ube yoqala ukuvelela enkantolo noma ke beyenzani kodwa ke isizathu angisazi.
Do you know the reason why you arrived at 1 o'clock?
Yes, my lord, because the completion of the statement at Morocco was around about 12.
Yebo ke isizathu ngiyasazi senza ukuthi sifike ngo-1 o'clock khona laphana ke enkantolo yase Foslores ukuthi ke ukuhlinza kwake ngestatement yenziwe khona laphana ke eMorocco lokho ke kwaqedwa ngo-12 o'clock. Isona ke isizathu esenza ukuthi sifike ngo-1 o'clock khona laphana ke magistrate yase Foslores.
All right. So in other words, now I don't want to put you into the work of the Sergeant Mohane, because you said you were not part of it. You were just as escorting.
Yes, my lord.
So after the taking of the alleged confession at Morocco police station, you said at 12 o'clock. Were you present when the accused number 2 was transported back to Pretoria North Mode?
No, my lord, as we dispersed from Foslorus.
Bengekho ke ngenkathi ummangalelo wesibili ephindiselwa le eMood Pretoria ngoba ke ukusuka eFoslores saseke siyahlukana ke khona lapho omunye ke wathatha indlela yakhe.
Okay, may I just put the version of accused number 2 first, for the reason that the evidence relates to the date of the 19th. He was arrested on the 16th. He was arrested on the 16th of June 2020. by Constable Mabena and Mohani. And he was taken to Phosphorus. Do you know anything about it?
On the 16th, my lord.
Yes,
No.
when he was arrested.
No, my lord.
Kanti ke akho lutho engilaziyo ke mayelana ke nokuthi uthi lo mangalelwa wesibini uwaboshwa ke nge-16 kaJune.
Alright.
Kanti ke uboshwa njena uConstable Mabena noMokhani wathathwa ke wayiswa phela ngaphana ke eFosloris. Angazi lutho ke ngalokho.
There's something that I'm not feeling well. My lord, I'm not feeling well. There's something that...
What's it?
I'm not feeling well. There's something troubling my chest.
Meat.
My chest. That's why my voice is...
I'm asking. Who the meat yabantu?
Meat. Bangposa.
Yeah, about pause. So you want us to do what? Adjourn or what?
Can you adjourn, please, my lord?
For the day or what?
For the day, my lord, please.
Mr. Baloy,
That's in order. That is in order.
what's your time then?
1442, my lord.
1440. 1440.
14:40. Normally we adjourn at 3:30. That's it.
1440, yes.
Okay, for the reasons by Mr. Mgomezulu stating that he feels uncomfortable, he's got some quell on his chest. So we shall adjourn. Are you available on Monday, sir?
I am, my lord.
Okay. And the other councillors, any objection, Mr. Gomezulu? I mean, Mr. Nisi and
I'm available.
Mali
madam,
and Ms.
thank you.
Msholo.
I'm available. Thank you. I'm available.
No, about the adjournment.
Oh no. I have no objection. I have no objection to an adjournment. Thank you.
I appreciate the adjournment, my lord.
Okay. Okay, then we shall adjourn for those reasons. I'm coming back on Monday morning at 10.